We'll try that again. It helps to actually have audio. It looks relatively quiet, but that's okay. Better than not. Hey, hi, hello, welcome back. Alexandrian Codex. I'm gonna be playing some I Was a Teenage Exocolonist. I've already played through this game. You cannot spoil me on anything. I had played through thoroughly, but for the purposes of streaming and recording this, I went through and cleared my saves. I had pirated the game, actually, and I enjoyed it so much, so thoroughly, that I decided to go and buy it. It's $25, and I think $25 well spent. This is a role-playing game using card-based mechanics. It's obviously science fiction-y. It is soft. It is often queer. It is very cute, but also some notable content warnings that the game, depending on what you do or don't do, may feature major character death, children in peril dying, animal cruelty and death, bodily harm and grossness, implied sexual content, drugs and alcohol, violence and text, mental health and trauma, domestic abuse, traumatic global events. A lot of shit. I'm assuming that this is quiet, and that's okay. I'm gonna wake up. Warning, this game deals with mature subjects and may not be suitable for all players. Please see our content warnings in the system menu for a detailed list of themes and events. You wake to chaos, a confusion of light and heat and smoke. Fire. Your head is pounding. You must have hit it and blacked out, but you aren't sure how you got here. What on Fortuna is happening? There's something important you need to remember. Your stomach lurches as the floor crumbles beneath your feet and then collapses. Your body aches and your eyes burn from the smoke. A figure appears through the flames. It's your friend. Your friend? Wait, why can't you remember her name? She's gesturing and shouting at you, but all you hear is a ringing in your ears. Gonna climb out. You try to stand up, but one of your legs folds uselessly underneath you. It won't hold your weight. Your friend pulls you out of the rubble. She throws your arm over her shoulder and half drags you towards the door. Through it, you see a deep, eerie twilight, dark blue and cold against the heat of the fire around you. Glow season. Glowing eyes. You shake your head from side to clear your vision. Is that some kind of dog? Like from Earth? The creature howls and lunges, its jaws open. There, okay. It was very funny. The mic was picking up my headphones a little bit. You were born on the Stratospheric, Earth's first colony ship, halfway through its 20-year voyage to a wormhole at the edge of the Sol system. Your parents run the hydroponic gardens which make fresh air and vegetables for the ship. Like other colonists, they bravely chose to make this one-way journey to the uncharted planet on Fortuna 4 in the hope that they could escape Earth's troubles. They had you the old-fashioned way, merging their genes like they merged their cultures and traditions. They name you Solanacea. You're a bright-eyed child with an active imagination. Sometimes too active, your mom says. Use sliders on the left to choose pronouns and late teen appearance. These can be changed at any time. They sure can. That's fine. There's the customization here. I'm gonna click on first. I was so happy with this shit. This game wants to gender you correctly, and they do it hard. I was so tickled to see this the first time. And again, I played through the first time with someone special, and so this was a good time to be cute and talk about what pronouns I like in what context and what pronouns they like in what context. It's always a a nice way to connect. As queer people, you know, especially non-binary folks like me, so much fucking nuance. You have vivid dreams of things you've never experienced. Dirt under your feet, skies overhead, endless jungles, and strange animals. You wonder if this is what Fortuna will be like. Every child on the stratospheric is given one genetic enhancement. By age 6, you see the first signs of yours. The first time I played through, I got absorbent brain, because I'm like, well, I want to learn skills. We have skills here, right? We'll get into them. Presumably, this will help me learn skills faster. Sort of true, past Alex. But it's also true that there's this bar, which I had no idea what the fuck this meant, and we'll get into it. Stress, which calm temperament helps out a lot with. Eagle eyes, I think helps perception. Extra fingers helps creativity? That can't be right. I don't remember what the hell extra fingers does. I think it's a yellow skill, but I don't remember. Absorbent brain, I think, helps you learn logic skills. These are logic skills, right? Logic, mental, social, mental, physical skills. Super strength helps you develop physical skills. Calm temperament doesn't help you develop anything. It does reduce the amount of stress you take. And this is one of the biggest resources that you need to manage in this game. So, calm temperament is what I'm gonna go with. Nothing can faze you. You're rarely frustrated, and you don't let anxiety get the better of you. You brush insults aside, always play nice, and never have to be told that sharing is caring. So this is Calm Temperament 1. I love that they credit the illustrators. That's so fucking cool. Now, we don't know what this means yet, but a score of 0 is as bad as cards can get. Right, none of them are negative. That's why. No, there are negative cards. This is about as bad as it gets. -1 stress is really useful. It doesn't work if you're at 100 stress. Oh, I don't know if that was true before. I was abusing this to stay at 99 stress pretty consistently, so good patch note. Good balance fix. Also, fuck you. Let me have my candy. Give it back, give it back. These cards are memories, and we can keep memories and lose memories as time goes on. You're especially nice to your friend. We have Anemone, Cal, Mars, Dis, Tangent, who is Dis's twin? They're siblings. I can't remember if they're twins or not. And then Tammy. It doesn't tell you here, but who you pick adjusts your skills as well. Our empathy has gone up. There's parts of character creation that change on your second and subsequent playthroughs too. So who you pick boosts your initial relationship with people. We can't see our relationships, but believe you me, they'll be here. It also gives an associated buff to certain characteristics. And I think Anemone gives toughness. I think Cal might give toughness? Fuck, I don't know. Cal might give toughness. Cal might give animals. But there are no animals on the ship. Mars gives either creativity or persuasion, I think is Mars's deal. Dis probably gives bravery. Tangent gives reasoning. I really like Tangent. Fuck. I don't know how to boost toughness early on. That's okay. That's not a big deal. I can figure this out. There's meta, good, best choices in character creation. And again, we're getting a baby early on version of character creation too. I think I went with Tangent the first time. I really liked Tangent. Mars grows on me quite a bit. I start out hating who Mars is as a kid, but she's one of my favorite characters when she's nearly 20. Anemone's cute. Cal's fine. Huh. I'm gonna go with Tangent. Because reasoning's really hard to level. And I just like Tangent. Wait. Oh, you can say, wait, that's not right at this point. Oh, okay, yeah, this would give reasoning, engineering, and Tangent's focus. Now, reasoning and engineering are useful. They are twins. She and Dis are drifted apart when she started taking genome treatment to make her body conform to her gender. Today, Tang is the girl. Tan? I guess it'd be Tang, because it is Tangent. Tangent? But her relationship with Dis is worse than ever. Dis, what do you give? Bravery and perception. Yeah. Anemone, you give toughness and combat. Yeah. Anemone's pretty obviously the friend we saw from the introduction. I should read through these. Anemone is the most enthusiastic person you know. Your favorite memory is the time she taught you how to play zero-G sports ball after class. She never means to get you into trouble, but somehow you always seem to find a way together. Cal is a sweetheart, always ready to lend a hand or play a game. He and Tammy are just as inseparable, so it's almost like you have two best friends instead of just one. Cal teaches you to take care of all the classroom plants. Your parents are very proud of both of you. Biology, that makes sense. And animals, yes, that's right for Cal. That makes sense. Mars is a natural leader. Whenever you're all playing together, Mars is the one who comes up with all of the ideas. She can be a little bossy, but that's part of her charm. She always organizes fun stuff for the kids after class. You're both founding members of the Secret Fun Times Club. Unlike his studious twin sister, Tangent, Dis sits at the back of the classroom and doodles on his holopalm. You bond while cracking jokes about weird diagrams in your textbooks. His quiet nature and morbid curiosity makes him somewhat of a loner, but at least he has a friend in you. I do like Dis a lot. Tangent I fucking adore. Tangent sits up right by the holoprojector and always has her hand in the air. She and her twin brother Dis drifted apart when she started genome treatment to make her body conform to her gender. Today, Tang is the girl you only knew she was, but her relationship with Dis is worse than ever. Tammy is the kindest person you know. She idolizes Auntie Sedent and is always following her around, helping her with the babies or learning how to cook. She is the best snacks at class recess and always shares, especially with you and Cal. She and Cal are just this close, so it's like having two best friends. I think I'm going with Anemone, because I want toughness for reasons we'll get into. And also, because of the intro cinematic, Anemone makes sense. You're 10 years old when the ship finally reaches the wormhole. Professor Howell says it's like a doorway to other star systems, with the planet Fortuna 4 on the other side. You run emergency drills for months to prepare. Now we've gained 8 stress because this is a stressful thing. Sometimes story events will give us stress. When you hit 100 stress, you're no longer able to take most actions and have to use time, we'll get into it, to rest. Being a calm temperament gives us this card, but also it adds a passive for the perk that we take a -2, I think, to all stress That is a huge stress reduction. That's a 20% stress reduction on an event like this. Now, sometimes it's pretty small, but it's still something, and it's pretty fucking good. When the day finally comes, it starts with a rumble, and then things start to slide off of the tables. You gather to hurry near the escape pods just in case. The emergency area is crowded with families. It's gonna be alright, Solanacea, your dad soothes. We'll be through the wormhole and down on the planet before you know it, just like we practiced. Your mom gives him a sharp, worried look. Again, 18? Could have been 20, could have been worse. It's not good, but it's better. Red emergency lights switch on as a siren begins to sound somewhere distant in the ship. You try to breathe slowly like you were taught, but you're very scared. You look out a porthole and the stars are gone. When you're frightened, Now this is a skill check. Because we have a toughness of 5 or greater, we can put on a tough face. We can get in touch with our emotions because we have an empathy of 5 or greater. Oh, I can click on mom to see who she is? Holy fucking shit. I thought you had to go through this menu. Turns out I'm a damn fool. Okay. Or we cannot find a distraction because our organization skill isn't good enough. A lot. I cannot emphasize enough. A lot of content will be gated behind checks like these. And me taking toughness is because of a certain check that I would like to see. Oh my god, we can click on people. Your mom is the chief cultivator, a strong woman who is up to any challenge, who expects the same from others. She, her, age 43. Your dad works in geoponics, a kind man. He's always patient with children and animals. He, him, age 41. We're gonna put on a tough face. I'm tough, I have calm emotions, I can get in touch with my emotions. Sometimes you pretend to be confident so that the people around you will be less scared. You look over at your classmate Tang and realize that she's doing the same thing. She gives you a hard smile. You return it and keep focusing on your breathing. So that reduced our stress by 10, gave friendship with Tangent, and gave us the tough face memory card. You wait. The shaking builds. Then everything starts to get very weird. The hallway stretches, and you're stretching out too. Your arms impossibly long. Your head feels like it's slowly filling up, like a balloon, and contracting down to the size of an atom, all at the same time. Is this the wormhole? You hear the distant, ominous squeal of metal giving way as the ship shudders and lurches in slow motion. The weirdest part is a sense of deja vu. You're sure that this has happened to you before. And somehow, everything's gonna be okay. The shuddering reaches a crescendo, and you hear an impossibly loud crunch. Feel weightless for a few seconds before gravity slams you back against the wall. Head first. You black out. As you slip into unconsciousness, you feel yourself twisted out of time. It's today, yesterday, and tomorrow, all at once. And more than just one tomorrow. Lots of them. Different tomorrows. You find yourself in a place that you know from your dreams. Tilled fields, dramatic ridges, and a stranger, but also not a stranger, grinning as she grabs your hand. Hurry up, she says. I'm not gonna let you miss this. Distantly, you can feel the ship shaking has stopped. You hear your parents' worried voices. Feeling safe, you slip further into the warm embrace of the stars. You drift. Gradually, your consciousness reforms. You wake up in the medbay. The med bed under you plays a soft tone and an automated voice speaks. 2 weeks have elapsed. The patient's cranial injury has completed healing. They may now be safely discharged. As the fog lifts from your head, you realize something seems different about this room. It's so bright. You try to focus on the window. Something is definitely different. Sunlight? Instead of the familiar blackness of space, bright light from twin blue and yellow suns are streaming through the windows. You peer out and see fields, glass-walled domes, and walls ringed by giant mushroom-like trees. There are construction materials everywhere and people walking around outside, on the ground. You better get out there and join them. Let's rush outside and start our new life. You bumped me up to 50. I had less than 50 stress. So, the game is going to tutorialize this pretty hard here at the beginning. Oh! Tammy jumps as you step out of the ship's quarters behind her. You're awake! Are you all better? You better go see your dad. She points southeast towards some geodesic domes. To walk on the ground? Yeah, I got it. I'm not talking to Dad first. There's nothing to do besides talk to Dad, but the completionist in me is still like, I'm getting in a habit of doing a complete loop. So the game hasn't introduced the concept of time yet. But you can see it's quiet season and I'm age 10. Quiet season is a unit of time. You'll see we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 seasons. 13 seasons in a year. Very much like a month, but there are 13 of them, and glow month is a little different. Glow season's a little different. So, time management is a key part of this game. The game ends when you are age 20, I believe on your 20th birthday, and stress is a core mechanic engaging with the time system. Again, once you hit 100, we'll get this all explained, but this is a piece of the puzzle. This is the piece of the puzzle. These are puzzle pieces. There's so many interlocking small gameplay loops, and I just love it so much. So Anasea, your dad gives you a big warm hug. I'm so happy you're finally awake. Dr. Instance thought it'd be best to keep you asleep while your noggin healed. Your mother and I thought you might sleep the whole year. Snoozy little gooseberry. He checks your head and looks relieved. He was clearly very worried about you, but covers it with jokes and smiles. You love your dad. Welcome to Vertumna, he says, gesturing around you. You've never seen this stratospheric from the outside, except in pictures. The ship has been separated in two and parts taken off to form other buildings, and a big wall around the whole colony. The alien jungle creeps right up to the wall. Only the geodesic greenhouses pass outside it, dotting their way up the hill. It's beautiful. I'm glad you agree, he says. Your mother and I, we've been waiting a long time to see grass and trees again, even if they are purple. Oh, before I forget, he pulls a package out from his satchel and hands it to you. You blink and stare at it blankly. Don't you know what day it is? He asks. You honestly don't. You remind him you've been asleep in medbay. Happy birthday, he shouts, wrapping you in a warm hug. Your birthday? Already? You feel a dizzying sense of deja vu. You stare hard at the wrapped package. You know exactly what's in there. You remember it. No, you dreamed about this package some years ago on the ship. Inside will be a small medallion in the shape of a sun that your dad made by hand. Open the package. How did you know this? It's exactly as you imagined, as you dreamed. A feeling of panic rises in your throat. Your hand shakes, but how? Your dad notices. Are you okay, Solanasea? He snaps his fingers. Dr. Instant shouldn't have let you out so early. Sometimes those sleeping meds take a while to wear off. They might make your head feel funny for a few hours. You nod. Maybe that's all it is. Someone shouts your dad's name. Listen, I'm so sorry, Solana, he says, but I have to get back to work. There was an accident when we landed, and he stops himself. Don't worry. We're gonna fix it. Your mother and I. Professor Howe is expecting you at classes, if you're feeling up for it, your dad says, pointing west to the engineering wing, in the rear end of the bisected ship. Then he points to the large doors that you came out of earlier. Or you can relax in our quarters until you're feeling better. We'll talk later tonight, he says, and then kisses the top of your head and ruffles your hair. Have a wonderful birthday, Solana. And I love you. I love you too, Dad. To enter buildings, yep, you are tutorializing things I've talked through. Let's start with saying hi to Anemone. Hi, Solana. Anemone seems really at home here. She's rolling a sports ball around with her foot, making patterns in the weird blue snow. This stuff is different than snow on Earth, she tells you, because it isn't cold, but it's still neat, and you can make stuff out of it. Your foggy head clears a little. Anemone is simple, physical, real. You always feel grounded near her. What are you making? Just snow spirals, she says. But earlier, me and Cal made a big snow pal. You missed it while you were sleeping in medbay. She smiles, a broad-toothed gap smile at you. Now that you're awake, we can play. Why aren't you in school? She smacks her forehead. School! I wondered where everybody was. I guess I'm gonna be late for humanities class. She doesn't look very worried, It's okay, she says. Professor Howe's chill. He won't mind, but we should probably go now. She grins, starts running towards engineering. Hey, race you! No fair. She's getting a head start. Anemone is an energetic girl who loves sports. She, her. She's 9 years old. We don't know her augmentation, her relationships, her likes or dislikes, or her birthday yet. I know this, and can't remember this. It'll get filled in. I'm not gonna race her, I'm gonna go talk to Dis. You see Dis sitting on the ground beside some bushes. Is he hiding from somebody? He seems to be watching the gate on the wall to the south, where grown-ups are coming and going. Kids aren't allowed past the walls, he says quietly without looking up. They say there's nothing to be afraid of, but then why do we need walls? You stare at the gate and have a sudden rush of memory so strong you think you might faint. You imagine something crashing through the wall, something enormous and dark and wriggly. For years in space, you've had half-remembered nightmares of monsters, of your ship being destroyed, of sifting through wreckage that used to be your home, trying to find something. Your dad always told you that the dreams weren't real. Breaking you from your daydream, Dis whispers, I think there are monsters out there. Our parents will keep us safe. Maybe, Dis mumbles. He doesn't look convinced. He looks down at his feet. If you believe everything they say, I guess you should go to school now, like a good kid, he sneers. You shake the vision from your head. It was just a dream. This must have made you imagine it with this creepy talk. Why does he always have to be like this? Now, we've gained some loyalty. Loyalty and rebellion is your relationship with adults and the colony government. This isn't good and bad, but these do have severe effects once you start getting away from the middle that can lock you out of content or unlock content, as the case may be. Some of this will be organic and come through with role-playing. Some of it you have to be pretty intentional about. Okay, Cal's not out, Tammy's not out, Mars isn't out. I think it is just the two of you today. And humanities... life sciences. Okay, everybody's like, study humanities. I don't want to study humanities today. A low throbbing noise comes from the engine room, which provides power to the colony. Other corridors lead off to the teaching labs and the med bay. You know the route to your classrooms well, but the rest of the wing is off limits to children. Congruence, the ship's onboard AI, beams down at you from a nearby holoscreen. Don't forget to study hard, Anastasia. So when we pick an activity, whether it be life sciences or humanities, if we hover, we can see what this would give us. You'll incur stress. Some activities give more stress than others, and you'll gain benefits. Now, I want to do life sciences. I like biology. Biology is really important, and reasoning is also really hard to boost, so I'm gonna go with reasoning. Humanities are important, but there'll be easier ways later on to boost these, and the checks locked by this aren't that important to me right now. So I'm gonna do study life sciences. We're at 20 empathy, right? Yeah. Study life sciences. Good afternoon, my burgeoning biologists and up-and-coming chemists. Professor Howell welcomes you back to your old classroom. This afternoon, we'll learn what I like to call the wet sciences. He gestures to his holoprojected lesson plan. Biology, chemistry, medicine, ecology, and geology. You'll learn a little bit of everything with opportunities for further study in your favorite field. If you're looking for something a little drier, try registering for engineering classes. For today's lesson, Professor Howe tells you, we'll start with a fun group project. You'll be studying the mush tree, a prominent natural resource native to Fortuna. In ideal conditions, it can grow to a speed of over 1 meter per day and have a diameter of 30 centimeters. He stands on his tiptoes and gestures to illustrate. Your team will experiment to find those ideal conditions. You're teamed up with Tang and Cal. Backwards, and are given a mush tree spore and a bucket to grow it in. The rest is up to you. Tang looks up the surveyor's notes on a holonet. Mush trees, she reads, are most abundant south of the colony in the stormy, moist regions of the subaqueous swamp. What if we use water instead of soil? Cal suggests, like they do with hydroponics. Tang nods. If they like wet weather, that might work. So Anastasia, do you have any other suggestions? Cal is 11. Physically strong boy who isn't afraid to get in touch with his emotions. Tang is a studious... Nothing in here says obedient, Alex. Where did I get obedient? Oh! We know Cal's full name from the beginning. Recalcitrants. So a lot of their names are derivatives from other words. I think Tang is just tangent, but some of them we don't find out for a long, long time. Studious and mature girl, often too busy to play with others, she, her. Now, this is an honest attempt. This makes sense. There's some science to this. This would seem like a crazy fucking idea, right? You can do all of the above. I don't think that doing all of the above helps. I think this actively hurts. But running an electrical current through it... What? Tang exclaims. So I want to say, how does that have any basis in reality? She looks to Cal for support, and he just shrugs. He doesn't look convinced either. Neither understands why you'd want to electrocute a plant. You explain that there are storms in the swamp, electrical storms, and that maybe somehow that, well, and also, with knowledge that I shouldn't have, but it's okay, our character has weird dreams, there are electric eel analogs in the swamp that I assumed would help with the growth and development. Maybe Solanacea is right. Tang nods slowly. It could make sense. And if it is true, we'd be the first ones to discover it. This is enough to entice Tang into most things. You attach a small battery to run a weak current through your bucket of water and drop the spore in. The next morning, your spore is the only one already growing. By the end of the day, it's already 1/2 meter tall. And the day after that, it's so huge it hits the ceiling, and you have to move it outside. We gain 1 biology and 5 kudos. Your tree outpaces all others by a long shot. At the end of the week, Tang proudly displays an edit to the Surveyor's HoloNet notes. Shows rapid growth when stimulated with a mild electric current, as discovered by our junior botanists. Kudos are a reputation-based currency. It's kind of like social credit. We can't make good use of kudos for a while, but they are incredibly worthwhile. Super helpful. When you work or go to class or have other encounters, you'll play a quick card challenge as the month passes. Move cards to fill in the 5 panes and make the best hand you can. Yes, order matters. If your total in the circle on the right reaches the value goal, you win. Depending on your card, some challenges can't be won, but you still get a reward for doing your best. Bonuses for flushes, same color together. For pairs, same number together. For straights, increasing from left to right. Now the other way around, annoyingly, not the other way around. The more cards in a flush, pair, or straight, the higher the bonus added to your total. Cards can affect each other and be arranged to find the best total score. What the hell? When did it? No. Tammy's bonus gives a +1 to the card to its right. This would be a fucking awesome card if it was a +1 to the left and right. Where the hell is this? This is busted. That's so good. Okay. We got a 0, a 0, a 1, 1, and a 2. All right, not great. Not great. Is there a way to do better than this? I don't think so, right? There we go. That's a 13. Yeah, that is a flush. I can't do better than the 13 right now. No. Oh, we automatically have our medallion equipped. So the medallion is our global bonus here. Our +1. I forgot to look at equipment, but luckily we got it. We don't have any collectibles yet. I think a 13 is as high as we could get here, which is a shame because if you get past a certain number, I think it's normally like 1.5 times the goal, maybe 1.25 times the goal, something like that. You get extra points, and that would have been nice, but that's okay. Ah, best score, 13 out of 13. Your skills increase when you go to work or school, with extra skills if you win the challenge, and a kudos bonus if you make the highest scoring hand with your cards. Working also increases. This seems easy if you make the highest scoring hand with your cards. Towards the end of the game, this is just hell to try to get the right hand. You get so many cards. But, you know, early on, this is something you can try and min-max. And hey, you can min-max it later if you are gifted in ways that I am not. Working also increases stress, which prevents you from working if it reaches 100. To relieve stress, take a month off to relax in the quarters week. So we gained a friendship with Tangent. We gained a +3 to biology, +1 from the 1 challenge, +1 to reasoning, +13 stress, but again -2 from calm temperament, and 1 kudos for the best score possible. Your parents have been working from first dawn to well after dinner every day. You know growing food is an important job and it's vital to get crops in the ground right away, but there seems to be something more than that. It's such a change from growing up on the stratospheric when you saw them all the time. You stay up and wait for them at night before going to bed. So you can tell they're exhausted. They make an effort to spend time with you. I'm sorry we haven't seen much of you, little gooseberry, your dad says. Your mom watches as she works a pebble out of her gardening tiller, which also serves as a crutch. How have you been holding up? I learned some stuff in school. I'm glad to hear that, your mom says. I want you to study hard, work hard, and stay out of trouble. Your dad smiles, and Professor Hal will give you kudos if you get good grades. You can spend those at the depot once it's open. You know, says your dad, raising an eyebrow at your mom, I think there are lots of different ways to learn, and school is just one of them. You can you can learn from working on a hobby or helping a friend. Your mom shakes her head and sighs. You can tell she's trying to put on a gentle expression. We both agree that this colony is an experiment. And that means we're going to have to do things a little differently than on Earth. You're old enough now, we are 10 years old, to start making your own decisions about your education and your future. And if that means you find your own way, we'll accept that. Your dad puts a hand on your shoulder. We'll be proud of you no matter what you do. Try talking to your friends. They may have some ideas for how you can spend your time. And come by geoponics, your mom adds. We could use your help. Unlock shoveling dirt in geoponics. Season number 2. Mid-quiet. Anemone is bumping a sports ball with her wrists, trying to keep it in the air. Heads up, she shouts and bumps the ball in your direction. Think fast. Do a trick. We're tough enough. You catch the ball with your wrists, bop it up, and headbutt it. Back to Anemone. She grins a huge gap-toothed smile. Whoa, nice move, Soanasea. You bounce the ball back and forth with her, trying to see how many times you can rally and keep it going. Anemone tells you about a new sports ball court. Proper regulation size court, way bigger than the little 0G one back in the stratospheric. Her brother Calm is coaching the junior sports ball team this year. We got a toughness out of that. We are now at 11? Yeah. He's so great, she says. He's good at everything, especially spiking. He's coaching me to play awesome like him. You should come join us. Talk to Mars. A sharp whistle interrupts your thoughts. I'm not gonna whistle, don't worry. Hey, Soanasea, Mars calls out to you. Come here, I have a job for you. You walk over to Mars, who's sheltering from the snow under the ship's overhang. It's so gross here, she complains. Spark snow would ruin my good clothes. At least on the ship we had climate control. Ugh. Tammy made me some soy sweets, but there's no way I'm going out in all this weather, she continues. Since you like running around in it, could you fetch something for me? Sure. Good, Mars claps. She's probably just down the hill near our quarters. She sighs. She's scared to take more than a few steps away from the door. All she wants to do is hide inside and make sweets. Tammy is staring obliviously at the sky, smiling to herself. She startles as you approach. Oh, hello, Soanasea, she says, putting her hand to her chest. Do you need something? I'm here for Mars's soy sweets? She smiles at you. Oh, it's so nice of you to help out Mars. She's a very important person, you know. She hands you a box wrapped in a pink and yellow scarf. One order of mango soy sweets, made fresh this morning, she says. Please tell Mars that she can have the scarf back, okay? She used some of her kudos to nanoprint it for me because it's so dusty here, but I think I'm getting used to it now. Tammy smiles again and tucks her hair behind her big elven ears. Mars is so cool, she says fondly. Sometimes she's kind of bossy, but I know she really cares too. Little fetch quest. Mars puts out her hand expectantly. Give it here. I can say that I ate them all, which would give us a card. Now, that's not true. I have not eaten them all. I can say here it is, but I could get a card out of this. Currently, our cards kind of suck. And another 2 card in here would be pretty nice. So I'm probably gonna say that I ate them. Is it a little mean? Yeah, but like, Mars will understand. I can't lie and say that I can't demand half because my persuasion's not good enough. Sharing is caring is a great card early on. If you want them, you gotta pay up. Don't have persuasion enough for that. Okay, you know what? Mechanically, I want to do this, but let's say here it is. Let's just tell the truth. Here it is. Gain some loyalty. You hand over the box of soy sweets with a smile. Mars takes it and giggles. You're such a good sidekick, doing everything I say. And she opens the box and hands you a soy sweet. Your tip. She tells you, oh, Administrator Seeks looking for someone to do delivery jobs for the depot. I don't want to do it because, like, you running around out there. No. Just go through there, she says, gesturing to the door behind her, and tell them I referred you. I will not be well, okay, I'll do it to unlock it. Command is a warren of long hallways with doors off to tiny, nondescript offices. Everyone you pass seems to be hurrying off to something important. The end of one hallway opens into the supply depot, which works as both the requisitions office and general store. Beyond it are cavernous warehouses stacked high with supplies from Earth, now being gradually unpacked and distributed. Let's look at the notice board. Colony food shortfall, minus 100%. Whoa. Security rating evaluating. Upcoming event will be hosting our first annual Vertumnalia Festival in the second month of Dust. Notice, take precautions outside the colony boundaries. Xenofauna have been sighted in the area. Survey teams are investigated. From Chief Surveyor Tonin. Current Council Administration. Governor Udicott, Command. Chief Administrator Seek, Command. Security Chief Rhett, Garrison. Chief Engineer Instance, Engineering. Chief Cultivator Fluwu, Geoponics. Chief Steward Antecedent, Quarters. Chief Surveyor, Melatonin Expeditions. Melatonin? Melatonin's your formal title? I did not know that. We have sufficient toughness to apply to deliver supplies. Now, I'm not gonna do this, but I want to unlock it. Chief Administrator Seek greets you at the depot. They look you up and down. Solana Saya, you've never struck me as being particularly responsible or organized, but children never are. What makes you think you'd be a good fit for a position of courier? Didn't realize there was going to be a job interview. Seek is 41, Chief Administrator, a neat and studied individual, keeps the colony running smoothly. They don't like kids very much. They, them. Mood. I can carry a lot? Strong for your age, maybe. But lucky for you, you're the only applicant this week. Get the job. For now, anyway. They use their elegant stylus to note this in their holopalm. Come back in a few minutes, you can help make deliveries. Yes, there will be kudos in it for you if you do it correctly. We unlock the ability to deliver supplies in command. I'm not going to do that right now. Tammy, next. You see Tammy sitting quietly near the entrance to the lounge. I think I want toughness at 20. You've known her for, well, your entire life. Back in the ship, you used to play with her. Tammy had the best doll collection. After her mom died, her dad used all of his nanoprinter creds to print her a different doll every month for a whole year. Her ears perk up when she sees you. Oh, hello, Solana Saya, she says. Her voice is soft and dreamy, like a beam of starlight. You want to play dolls? I sure do. You don't think Tammy will ever be too old to play with dolls. If anything, she has even more of them now. She takes you to her quarters and brings out the entire Spacey Stacy doll collection. A disturbingly realistic baby with real bowel movements. And two super fancy posable dolls named Lily and Tilly, who can be programmed to move on their own. Tammy isn't very good at the programming, so Lily and Tilly just roll around awkwardly when you turn them on. You cover quickly by saying they must be breakdancing at a club. The two of you spend the afternoon making up stories of their rise to stardom as professional dancers. We gain 1 empathy and 2 friendship with Tammy. Tammy's dad is the head of expeditions, which means he's out surveying the jungle every day. This morning, you see her crying in the doorway as he leaves. I don't like it when he goes out there, she sniffs after he's gone. But he's so brave, and so are you. That's why I like you, Solana Sea. Now, we have 20 empathy. 20 is the first gatekeep for a lot of actions like this, which are super, super important, which why I was saying I think I want 20 toughness. Hers is the only one we can do, but that's okay. We'll perform a random act of kindness. You start simple. You give Tammy an enormous hug, sharing the love. Tammy gets a lot of hugs, but you make sure this one feels special. She hugs you back, wiggling back and forth happily. She's surprisingly strong. 2 friendship, 1 empathy, and the sharing is caring memory. Thanks, Solana Sea, she says breathlessly as you squeeze the wind out of her. I really, really needed that. Oh, before you go, okay, look, I had an ulterior motive. I knew that we would get cake. What's the purpose of cake? Economics. We'll get to it, but cake is really important. I didn't remember that we got an empathy boost from calm emotions, but it's super fucking good for the cake reason too, and we'll get into it. She adds and produces a box with a slice of cake in it from the folds of her skirt. Do you want this cake? They're so fun to make, but I need someone to help me eat them. I'll make you another on your birthday if you like, and we can trade hugs for cakes again. It's just cute as hell. Done. And it happens to be our birthday, so this way we're cake maxing. We're absolute cake maxing. Very important to cake max. Tammy beams when she sees you, like there's nothing better in the world than the sight of your face. Happy birthday, Solana Sea, she exclaims. She comes in for a huge hug. She smells so nice, like vanilla and flowers, and she's really good at hugs. This is for you, Tammy says. She steps back and reaches into one of the many deep pockets of her dress, producing a little paper box. I made you this, she laughs and opens to reveal a little snack-sized cake. It's only a soy cake, but it's a soy cake made just for you. You take a bite. She's not saying this. I'm reading this. You take a bite. Okay, tastes just like a regular soy cake, too. Tammy did what she could with what the colony has. Tammy watches you eat the cake with a look of delighted satisfaction. You can share it if you want, she hints, smiling sweetly. If that would make you happy. Share it with Tammy. We get friendship for sharing with Tammy. She laughs. I was kidding. I made my own, silly Billy, she says, pulling out a second box. Let's eat them together. So, importantly... Nope. Gear we'll get into. That didn't... Sharing a cake with her doesn't consume the cake. So always worth talking to her. I don't want to go to school, Anemone pouts, but I guess we have to. You know how to get there, right? Through the door in the engineering wing behind me? You know, the big thing with the rockets on the top? She laughs. I was confused too at first. I'd never seen the ship from outside before. We cannot train with her. We need 20 toughness. I would very much like to do that. So I want to be boosting toughness. This looks at his feet and pretends to not notice you. We cannot dare him to eat a worm. You may think, well, this is bullying. It is... It isn't. It weirdly isn't. This is good. But we have 20 bravery. Yeah, I have 0. Cannot help. Dad, mom. You find your mom hard at work setting up greenhouses with a small construction crew. Seen these plans pinned to your wall for your family's quarters, there we go, for years now. These geodesic domes will house the most delicate planets from Earth. spinach, tomatoes, maybe even fruit. She takes a swig from her canteen as you approach. Looking for something to do? She says. Remember, Solanasea, you're responsible for your own schedule now that we've landed. You can decide how to spend your time so long as it's productive. She points towards the engineering wing and the back half of that stratospheric severed frame. Professor Howe's still expecting you in class, but a well-rounded education includes practical application. You're old enough to help with the work around here. She clasps her hand on your shoulder. I got another minute. Anything you want to know? I'm good. This is great information if you haven't played before. She's growing shit. Science, bitch. You can rest. The garrison's the wall around the colony. Command is full of busy people who at this point in the game don't really want to talk to you, but you can work for. Expeditions? No, you cannot join yet. You are 10 years old. No, you cannot. No, I'm good. Hello, my little potato, Dad exclaims, smiling warmly. What have you been up to today? Just hanging with my, playing in the fresh air. He breathes deeply and looks around. Vertumna's magnificent, isn't it? You nod. Seasons, he shouts, throwing his hands wide. I miss seasons. Back on Earth, it got much, much colder, and the snow wasn't half as pretty as our spark snow. He sighs, stretching. Just you wait until dust season. Both the suns will be high in the sky and be real hot then. You'll see. And that's all the yapping. That's all. Well, we can go and yap with Mars and see that there's something I can't do here. Oh, hi, Solanasea. Mars looked bored. My dad's made me come out to get some fresh air. Don't know what's so fresh about it. It's always full of acid snow or pollen or water. I don't know which is worse. Now, I want to grow toughness. Now, there are two ways to do this. There's way number 1, which involves playing sports ball. Sports ball would add 1 toughness and 2 bravery. Now, I do want bravery, but I want toughness faster than 1 per session. I don't want to spend a year getting toughness to 20. A small team led by Security Chief Red was enough to keep the peace on the stratospheric. To stay busy, they also ran the exercise gym and sports ball courts. Here in Vertumna, the garrison has expanded fast. They're building a huge wall around the colony, and have an outdoor firing range and a big covered dojo. And best of all, a regulation-sized sports ball court. We will not be sports balling today. I am under the impression it's not a very efficient activity. Geoponics. The greenhouses have different biomes inside, growing plants from Earth that might belong in a desert, jungle, or temperate forest. Some are so delicate you have to spray off any germs in an airlock before you can enter. The seasonal garden outside is dotted with blue nobodies, little flowers with what look like wriggling creatures stuck inside of each one. A sign explains it's a decoy, meant to attract some kind of flying predator to come pollinate the flower. We can shovel dirt, which gives 3 toughness, so we'd only have to do this 3 times to get toughness up to 20, which is where I want it. So we are going to be shoveling dirt. We're going to help Mom in geoponics. It's your first day in the glorious world of agricultural soil conveyance. Oh boy! Good morning, Solanasea. Oh, looks like you're up working for your old lady. I hope you don't expect me to go easy on you just because you're my kid. She walks around you, and the geoponics wing points out where everything is. Your job is to move sod, compost, plants, garden waste, and equipment from one place to another. Get comfortable with this, she says, pushing a squeaky old-fashioned wheelbarrow toward you. Now, any questions before you start moving that dirt? No. Let's get to work. That's my kid, your mom says, slapping you on the back. You stumble a little. Your arms start to ache after the first half hour of work, but you keep going. By the end of the month, you feel utterly drained and exhausted, and good, somehow. You can feel your muscles growing already. Let's get to work. So, calm temperament coming in fucking clutch. I think, yeah, okay, I think 15's the highest we can get. And super goals, if you hit them, give a bonus to the skills that you're getting. So we're getting very lucky here. Reducing stress by 1, it's not a lot, but every bit counts. And this is the most efficient arrangement, right? Yeah. So we'll win. The best score was 17, son of a bitch. What? No. Fuck. Flashback to me like 20 minutes ago talking about how easy it is early on when you don't have a lot of cards. 15 out of 17. Look, best score I think would have given a kudo. Fuck, I don't. Fuck. Reload. Save scum. We're not safe scumming. This week, you had a few more bouts of deja vu, remembering what somebody was about to say or do just before they do it. Sometimes they actually do it, but not always. Save scumming is part of this game, but this first run through, I'm going to try to not save scum. I'm going to try to just deal with consequences as they come, which is gonna be rough. All right, I'm gonna level with you. We're gonna have some bad times. This morning, you were sure Professor Howe was gonna trip on an uneven floor in the cafeteria and spill his plate of hash browns. You even told Mars to wash. He didn't, though. As Professor Howe walked away, his little hash browns safe for today, Mars called you a liar and a dummy. At night, your dreams are all mixed up with stuff that you know can't be real. You're chased by monsters the size of buildings, only to be saved by strange people you've never met. You're holding hands with someone you love, you're crying as you help lift a shrouded body into the colony recycler. Everything seems so familiar. But when you try to recall their faces, when you wake up, they're smeared in your memory like wet paint. But what if those things haven't happened yet, but they will someday? Anytime you try to tell someone, they think you're playing a trick, or that you're sick and need to go to medbay. You eventually decide to stay quiet about your strange dreams. Why? You don't want people to worry. Your parents have so much on their mind already. You have a feeling something's happening at Geoponics that they don't want you to know. You don't understand it, but when they come home at night, they look really sad. You don't want to make that worse. You'll just keep going to classes and staying out of trouble. It'll be easier for everyone, yourself included. Wait, quiet. Okay. Am I gonna do like one per season? That seems like a decent way to structure this. I'm getting so much realization of like, oh fuck, that's gonna go wrong this first time and that's gonna go wrong. Can I prevent that? Can I? Yeah, it's gonna be a rough one. It's gonna be a rough one. Hey, Cal. Cal is riding around the geoponics gardens on his hoverboard. The board comes to a sudden, shuddering stop on the rocky ground in front of you. Cal falls off, but catches his balance before he eats dirt. Hi, Solanacea. Real ground's way harder to hover on than ship floors. There are bumps everywhere. We all have to adapt. Yeah, Cal exclaims. Things are actually way, way better planetside. Hovering outside is rad. Look at this. He runs up to a small depression a nearby hill and presents it like it's something amazing. Look at this. It's a skate bowl. Can I try? Sure, but please be careful. Mom says if I break my hoverboard, we can't make another one. You take turns riding around the bowl, trying to get up enough speed, going down one side to come back up the other. You don't land any tricks. It's hard just staying on the board with this uneven ground, but it's still fun. Have you tried standing in mud yet? Cal asks you. It's the best, most amazing feeling I have ever felt. You look down, and sure enough, Cal's feet are bare and muddy as heck. Dirt and grass feel neat too, he continues. Sometimes the rocks hurt. Mom says I'll build calluses. You should try it. We do not have 20 biology. I don't think most of you have anything new to say. Hoi, Solanacea, Mars says, looking you up and down with a sneer. Your shoes are gross. That's what you get for walking around in the dirt out there. She sniffs. Not me. I'm sticking to the ship until they pave over all that icky mud. You wonder if maybe she's scared of more than just getting dirty. Tammy's barely left the safety of ship's quarters and lounge since you landed. She's looking fearfully out of the doorway. I'm afraid of outside, she admits, plainly with no trace of shame. My dad says I need to take baby steps and it's okay if I approach new things at my own pace. This is listening to his hear speak, completely ignoring you. Put yourself in the field of vision and he scowls. What do you want? Leave me alone. Anemone holds her stomach as you approach. Does the air here make you feel hungry all the time? Or is it just me? I feel I could eat a whole one of them mushroom trees. Just... She mimes, shoveling a giant mushroom in her mouth. Tangent is hunched over her hollow palm, frowning and poking angrily at the air. She speaks without looking up at you. Professor Howell wants us to prep a list of native flora with pictures. And there should be a catalog on the colony holonet, but I can't find it anywhere. Let's make our own list. Tangent is very dubious, but agrees to try your idea. The two of you run around the colony yard taking pictures of all the different redundant plants that you can find, making up fake sciencey sounding names for them, like Wonkius shrubbius and Purplius gracium. After an hour, you've categorized 51 different species. Tang doesn't think it's a very complete list or a very scientific method, but she figures you must have learned something. 2 friendship, 1 biology. Tangent looks up the sky, shades her eyes. It's too bright, she complains, and it's too hot. The nights are cold. Living on the stratospheric meant we never had to experience discomfort. Remind me, why aren't we putting our resources into repairing the ship? I cannot study with her. I have one reasoning. I cannot study with anyone. Hi, Mom. Nothing new. Hi, Dad. You spot your dad lying on the ground in the soft grass, looking up at the sky. He zooms his hand over his field of vision like a spaceship and looks over with a dreamy smile. Hey, kiddo, he says. Sometimes I can't believe we're back on solid ground. After 20 years in space, it still doesn't feel real. He was 21 when he left Earth. 21. Half of his life he spent on a spaceship. We cannot help with the animals. My animal skill is nowhere near good enough. Well, I want toughness at 20. We're digging. It's dirt time, baby. Tammy brought Cal a beaded bracelet. It's too big for his wrist, so he wears it looped on a strap in his clothing. Every so often, you catch him fiddling with it, smiling. You wonder if he knows his crush is visible from space. We are not looking for more difficulty. The harder card challenges options will keep you on your toes. This, I can't imagine this. If you're really min-maxing and you know what to do, the game is still not easy. I cannot imagine wanting a harder mode. Part of me really wants to turn this on. Really wants to turn this on for this run just to have a fucking horrible first run. No, I'm good. And if you want to focus on the story, this will replace future minigames with a quick coin flip based on your age and skills. You can change either option at any time. Nope. But it is cool that they have the option. Stress. 10 has to be the highest we can get here, right? 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 It's gotta be. Okay, good. Best score, 10 out of 10. For toughness this month, we are almost unable to do anything. Little stressed out. It's early pollen. You know what, fuck it. Let's do 1 year at a time, because it's gonna be 10 fucking episodes just getting through one playthrough. They'll be long, it's fine. So, loot has started spawning. These consumables and collectibles have effects. They can only be used once. You can get more of them, but they're consumed on use and they have an effect. This will give +1 to a card to change suit to red. However, items are also gifts. I happen to know, look, it doesn't take a fucking rocket scientist to go, wait a minute, the red colored person likes the red item. Anemone's running around the sports ball court, touching her hand to the ground at each corner. 18, she counts. 19. When she reaches 20, she collapses into the grass and checks her hall palm. I'm training, she explains. My big bro Com says I have to get my legs climatized to the planet if I'm gonna be team captain like him. I got something for you. Xeno egg. Whoa, this egg looks tasty, Anemone explains. Wait, I can't eat this, right? Anemone likes red Xeno eggs. It's not her birthday though, so if you're really trying to pay attention, you'll note when their birthday is. So if we click on Anemone, let's see if she likes red Xeno eggs. Does the air here make you feel okay? Hungry all the time? We've done this. Want to train together? On your way to the sports ball pitch, Anemone shares a story about the time her brother Com once spiked the ball so hard he broke Utopia's nose, back when she used to play sports ball too. She describes it in gory detail. So we get our first 5 card, which are pretty fucking good. However, it gives a -2 to neighboring yellow cards, which is it's a little rough. It's a little rough. You're not even in this fucking game yet. I know who you are. Who's this guy? Don't worry about it. We'll meet that asshole later. But don't go easy on me, she exclaims. This is why we have med beds, right? Plus, I might get a cool scar. She thumbs a blue scale on her jaw. Right by her ear. Wait, blue scaled scar on her jaw. I can read. So next one, 40. We're not getting there anytime soon. This? Oh, you found me. This is adjusted better than you'd expected to life on the surface. He's already found new places to hide and do whatever it is that he does out here by himself. Have you gone outside the colony yet? Tang asks you. I hear all sorts of terrible things. Regardless, we're not allowed to stray from the gates unless we're on an expedition. Tang rolls her eyes. Not that it stops my brother. I think bravery is what I want next. Tammy's dad is the head of expeditions, which means he's out surveying the jungle every day. Oh, I missed a spot when I was shaving my head earlier. Oh no. Oh, okay. No, that's gonna bug me. Hold on. Way to go, streamer. Way to go. It's fine. It's fine. Look, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Here's a little head shaving ASMR. I know that's secretly what everyone is here for. Okay, yeah. Back of my head. I shaved it, just not low enough, so it's a little stubbly. Wow. Wow. Okay, that's better. Yeah, well. Good, okay. Alright, now that's got that good fuzzy feeling. Short hair, fuzzy short hair is one of the best fucking feelings. And having that be, ooh, nice and fuzzy. Wait a minute, there's a texture difference. We've done this. We've read this before. I know this. So, Cal, we can give cake. And Cal, when we give cake, gives energy back. Now, I'm not doing that right now, and I'm not sure why the hell it's only Cal with that mechanic. Game designers have a favorite, clearly. Is it 20 or 25? Hold on. Yes, okay, I don't need more toughness. You step cautiously through the colony gates. Hey there, kiddo. Uncle Tone and walks his way with a smile. I'm afraid expeditions is off limits for now. It's not safe out there for kids. You better toughen up so you can join the squads when you're older. I am tough enough. Well, so you are, Uncle Tonin exclaims, standing back to admire you with pride. You know, I'd say you might be having a growth spurt, Solanacea. They better watch out for you on the sports ball field. Listen, he tells you, I can see you're a tough cookie, and I'd love to have you on my surveyor team in the future. But you have to wait a few more years first. Come see me when you're older, okay, kiddo? Dejected, you drag your feet as you walk through the gates to safety. Psst. What's that? You look around questioningly. Psst. It's Diz. He's hiding behind some bushes? So that's so typical. He puts a finger to his lips and motions for you to follow him. Sure, you figure, why not? He then leads you silently along the walls toward the garrison. Crouches down in the bushes between the sports ball field and the security pavilion to fiddle with something. Suddenly, he's gone. What? You check to make sure nobody else noticed, then scuttle over to where you last saw him. Behind some popflower bushes, there's a drainage pipe in the wall big enough to crawl through. A heavy grate keeps animals out, but it's loose. You could slide it aside to get through. You could sneak out. Okay, hold on. I started feeling my head more. I shaved my head, I took a shower, I dried off, I started streaming, and I'm realizing that I kind of rushed cleaning this up. Kind of rushed? No, I very much rushed it. I was feeling very impatient, and did not like the way the hair was feeling, which is why I buzzed it tonight. Okay, that's better. We can sneak out. We can sneak out in expeditions. If adults won't let you visit the Valley of Vertigo or the subaqueous swamps, so they got cool places explorers get to go to, well, you could sneak through here and explore just outside the colony walls. If Diz does it, how dangerous could it be? We will not be doing that right now. I have very little stress. But could have that unlocked. I'm gonna play sports ball. Anemone meets you in the court. She's bounced from one leg to the other in excitement. My brother Com is organizing the youth team, she tells you. Kombucha offers you a high five and greeting. He tosses a sports ball your way. Let's start with the practice game to see what you're good at. You and Anemone are team captains. Pick your team. Kombucha, Anemone's older brother, a young security officer, coaches sports ball. All of the kids love and look up to him. Him, 15 years old. Anemone used to practice with Cal and Mars on the ship, but Tammy, you're surprised to see her here. Calm will fill in to even up the teams, but he promises to go easy on the other side. I pick Mars. I'll play Spiker. Mars runs into position. Seems like she's in it for the glory. Hopefully she'll want to share some of that with the rest of the team. Anemone chooses Kombucha, of course. They bump fists. Your next choice, Tammy. Cal said I should join, but I'm not very good at sports. Where should I stand? She asked quietly. You weren't sure. You assign her to tackle back and tell her to stick like glue to the opposing team's spiker. Maybe she'll get in their way instead of yours. Face off. 3-on-3. Physical challenge. Start the game. Toughness challenge. Story challenges have 3 rounds instead of 1. After every round, you keep the cards you didn't play and unlock an extra slot to play them in. Losing isn't always a bad thing in story challenges, which sucks. It's very hard to tell when it's good and when it's bad. Okay. We'll start out with the straight. Nothing too crazy, just reduce some stress while we're here. Well, does that matter? It doesn't, does it? That would give an 8. Yeah, let's do this straight. That's fine. Ten is fine here. Okay, thank God we got some other yellow cards. This is worthless. This goes here. That's best I can do. Super goal is 14. I have no way of knowing if this is the highest score. I don't think it is. Ha! Yes! Okay, last round only is how it does it here. Cool. So we got top score, and that feels good. -1 stress, doesn't really matter. +1 toughness, +1 kudos. Tammy tackles Anemone in a brilliant takedown that surprises everyone. She really took to her role as the immovable object. The score is tied, 5 kudos, and gained a memory, playing sports ball, with Anemone and Calm putting the pressure on. Then bam, you score the match point with a rad spike all the way from the net line. This is really useful early on, setting neighbors to this value. 1, when the early game has a lot of zeros. This month, you worked well this month. +1 bravery, +2 bravery, +1 toughness, +8 stress. Are we? Yeah, we're at 100. Doesn't really matter. Friendship with Anemone. Made a lot of friends that month. Bravery's at a 2. Oh no, wake up from an afternoon nap. You squint into the pink-tinged light slanting through the windows. You must have fallen asleep in the lounge. Tammy's shadow falls across your nest of pillows. Oh, I'm sorry, Solanaseo, she says, giggling. I didn't mean to wake you up. It's just so nice outside with pollen sparkling in the sunlight. I wanted to open the windows. You rub your eyes blearily. You were having the weirdest dream. Since you're awake, you should visit the cafeteria. Auntie Seaton's making new kind of candy. She says it's made of cotton. Isn't that weird? I have to go tidy the creche first, and I'll meet you there. Save some for me, okay? Tammy skips off towards the creche, humming to herself. Okay, I'm going to give a content warning here. We had one at the front, but we're like an hour and a half in. Tammy dies here. I can't avoid it right now because this is the first time through, and I talked about there being save scumming. The whole premonition thing that we experience, that becomes mechanically real on second or subsequent playthroughs. The way this works is when you see things or interact with certain parts of the story, they're not saved just to your save file. They are saved to a record file in the game recording what it is that you've seen. And that meta file will then go back and take effect. So if Tammy dies here, okay, when Tammy dies here, because we cannot avoid it, we don't know better at this point. But if I were to load this as a save after experiencing it once, it doesn't even need to be on a second playthrough, you can save scum this. And it's by design, it's not a scummy thing, it's such a fucking cool design. I'm not going to. I'm going to have our first playthrough kind of suck. Tammy's going to die. Other people are going to die. I hope that we can still get like a passably good ending. I'm not even going for the best ending because we can't get it. I'm going for like an okay ending, just like one that's not horribly depressing. That's the goal to start out with. And yes, I'm willing to spend like 20 hours chasing that down. Let's go get that free candy. In the cafeteria, Auntie Seaton is cheerfully handing out masses of pink candy, puffing in soft white clouds. Oh, Solanasea, she says, handing you a wand with some candy spun around the end. Here, try some of this. We used to have it on Earth. You pick a piece off and give it a taste. It's sweet at first, that your mouth puckers. You've never tasted anything so sweet and so real. It's not like all the soy sweets that the kitchen nanoprinter can make. It melts in your mouth, leaving a gritty residue on your tongue. Pink candy. You never want to see this card. You wait until everyone is gone, but Tammy never shows up. You look at the cotton candy in your hands. It's wilted a little from the humidity, but it's kind of like her hair, you think. Pale pink and so soft. You keep some to give to her later. You're relaxing in your family's quarters after dinner. Your mom had to run off to some kind of council business, so you and your dad are playing a holo game together. When you're just about ready to head off to bed, your mom returns. You can tell from the defeated slant of her shoulders that something has gone terribly wrong. Your dad starts to ask what's happened, but she waves him away and approaches you. She sits down, takes your hand, holding it between her two strong, dirt-creased ones. So, Anasea, I'm so sorry to have to tell you this. She starts. Her mouth quivers. She swallows, working on her next words. There was an accident this afternoon in the creche. Your friend Tammy has died. You try to understand her words. Tammy? Dead? That's not possible. You suddenly remember the cotton candy you were saving to give Tammy. Pink and fluffy, just like her hair. You put your hand in your pocket to get it, but what comes out is a sticky, dark lump of hard goo. You stare at it. Your mind blank. Ask what happened. Your mom tells you as simplistically as possible that Tammy was killed by an electric shock from a broken hollow projector. It was just an accident. You press her for more, for an explanation. A little girl is dead. Someone you grew up with. Someone so much like you. She wasn't sick or anything. You saw her just this morning. She was right there. Why? Your mom's eyes are sad when she tells you. Sometimes there's just no reason why. You aren't used to dealing with death. You don't know what you're supposed to say or do. Sort of mumble, okay. Get changed and crawl into bed a full hour before your bedtime. You try to fall asleep, and you toss and turn for hours. You eventually drift off to fitful dreams of that small, sticky red lump of cotton candy. Yay, Pollen Season Part 2. Woo. So, I'm stressed the fuck out and can't do anything. I'm in mourning, so all skill increases reduced by 1 for 3 months. Some jobs and actions can't be performed. Hey, Cal. Cal is sitting in your mom's flower garden with his face in his hands. He's clearly been crying all morning. And probably all of yesterday, too. He and Tammy were really close. Whenever you guys used to play a house in the creche, Tammy was always the mommy. Cal was the daddy. Even though you were just little kids, you always kind of giggled about how obviously they're gonna be together forever. Like a princess and a knight. I miss her too. Me too. He sniffs, looking up at you. You can see how puffy and red his eyes are. Me? Really? Really too. Tammy always liked these flowers, he mumbles. Sometimes I pick some for her. He runs his hands over the pretty white flowers. Don't tell your mom, okay? Tears well up and slowly leak out of his eyes. He doesn't even blink. He just stares at the flowers as tears run down his cheeks. You decide to give him some space. Need some time off, you're fucking telling me, game. Can you believe Tammy died? Dis asks morbidly. I heard Chief Engineer Instance tell someone about it. He lowers his voice. Tammy got shocked by a broken hall projector. The one in the creche with the dancing bear, you remember? When she touched it, she got shocked all the way across the room. He makes a sailing motion with his hand, and BAM! She was dead before she even landed. Wow, really? This looks suddenly embarrassed. Yeah, I mean, it's too bad she's gone. She was nice. He tugs at the sleeves of his oversized jacket, but that's kind of a cool way to die. Fucking Dis. Incredible, my guy. Anemone is chucking rocks at the Strato. sending metallic clings through the colony. "Stupid planet," she yells. "Stupid creche. Stupid spaceship." She bends down to pick up another rock, but instead just sobs and braces her hands on her knees. "Stupid everything. Why'd she have to die? It's not fair. Kids aren't supposed to die." Tang is pacing around in front of engineering. She looks upset. "It shouldn't have happened," she says. "Tammy's... What happened to Tammy? It shouldn't have been possible. There was no reason for that hall projector to break. Professor Howe said it was just recently serviced and nothing was wrong with it before it just..." She angers. She gestures angrily. "Just blew up for no reason. Nobody would have wanted to hurt her, so why? How? It doesn't add up." "Sorry, Solana, say I want to think about this some more. I hate when I can't find the answer." Mars is staring into space, looking somber. She doesn't even notice as you come up beside her, then barely reacts when you say hello. "I'm thinking about Tammy," she says quietly. She used to sit down the hill there in the spot in the sun. Every morning she'd sit there for hours in the sun doing nothing, just being happy. You stare down the hill to the spot near the entrance of the quarters. You can imagine her there, working on some little craft project, humming to herself. I miss her too. "And now she's dead," Mars says, making a face. "How's that for fair? Of all the people, how come it had to be my friend?" You don't have an answer. You've never heard Mars call Tammy her friend before. But of course she was. Tammy was everyone's scared little sister, even though she was older than most of you. I don't want to talk to Dad, because I think he'll give us a hug, which will help out with stress, which I don't want right now. But fuck it. Your mom pats your shoulder encouragingly. "I'm so sorry, Solana Saya." "Oh, okay. Alright. Fair enough, Mom. Thanks." Your dad gives you a hug. "Sorry you're feeling blue, Solana Saya. Things will look up again soon." The hug doesn't even reduce stress. It's a suboptimal hug. We're resting. The ship's quarters are where everyone sleeps, eats, and hangs out. The private bedrooms are small, the one you share with your parents. So colonists spend most of the time in a big common area. There's a lounge, a cafeteria, and a creche where all the little kids and babies are raised communally. We'll relax in the lounge. Took the whole month off. I don't actually want to forget either of these. I'd like to forget a 0 value card. So we'll keep these. Keep your memories? Yep. The colony is going to hold a funeral for Tammy. Do you want to attend? If you don't feel up for it, you could just take the month off instead. Or you could get back to work. Tammy, who? Jesus Christ! Hello, Satan! What is it? No! Yes, I'll attend. The colonists gather in the recycling room. Bringing organics down to be recycled here is one of your chores. You've only come here for a funeral twice. Both times, the colonists have passed away from natural causes during a 20-year-long journey from Earth. And this is the first time that there's been a funeral in Fortuna. The first time someone you actually knew. The mouth of the organics recycler has been polished, and a wreath of yellow flowers placed over the opening. Inside, you can see a shrouded figure. Tammy's small, fragile body. Tammy's dad, Uncle Tonin, is here, as well as your parents, and Auntie Seaton, and the rest of the council. Cal is here with his mom and her partners, already crying in their arms. The room is packed with people, and the feeling of grief is so thick, that you can taste it in your mouth. Governor Udicott stands before the assembled crowd. Chief Surveyor and ship's pilots. Oh, I didn't know Tonin was the pilot. Sweet man who seemed better suited to space than the ground. Tammy's father. He, him. 40. Udicott. Governor of your colony and one of the oldest people in it. Everyone has a great respect for her knowledge and leadership. She, her. There are no words to ease the pain we feel today, she begins solemnly. There's only a sad company of those of us left behind to share the burden of that grief. Tammy was our child, she continues. One of the first humans to be born in space and the first to die on an alien planet. In her short life, she exemplified the very arc of human accomplishment, bending hopefully towards life beyond our humble Earth. She's one of the first of us who can truly call Fortuna home. Her passing was as senseless as it was sudden. Losses like this are impossible to hold within oneself. A painful reminder that life is impossibly precious and fragile. But they also remind us, as always, that as a community we are capable of great strength. Udicott closes the door to the recycler. You hear Uncle Tonin sob over the hum of the particle disintegrators beginning their work. As a community, we remember Tammy. As a community, we return her body to the soil that nourishes us. In this way, Tammy, our child from the stars, will never truly be lost to us. The ceremony is adjourned. A few people stay back to console Uncle Tonin as he keeps vigil over the recycler. Cal and Uncle Tonin hold each other and weep openly. Your mom stays behind to receive Tammy's remains. As the head of geoponics, she'll be responsible for adding them to the colony's precious supply of brown soil from Earth. Your dad accompanies you out at the recycling room. He clears his throat. I want you to know you don't need to be okay, he says, clasping a warm hand on your shoulder. If you want to take the rest of the month off, everyone's gonna understand. Nope. Dad, I am at stress zero. We're going back to school. You feel better having just said goodbye. Just having said goodbye. Tammy was your friend, but you feel like the best way to deal with her is to throw yourself into school and work. Yep. God, that still hits hard. Aren't you supposed to ask me about your brother sneaking out? Sorry. I'm not really good at cheering people up. She's sitting in a dugout with a sports ball pitch with an ugly doll with red hair. Tammy gave me this, she sighs. Kinda told her to shove off because I don't play with dolls. Why'd I have to be so mean to her? Sorry. This mumbles. It looks uncomfortable to be around you. Cal gives you a sympathetic smile. Hey, Solana Saya, he says. We'll be okay. Clear-minded? But in mourning. This really sucks. All skill increases reduced by 1 for 3 months. That sucks so hard. Mars shoots you a sympathetic but distracted smile. I'm gonna sneak. I can't sneak out. No. Fuck. Okay. Alright. I guess we'll be sneaking out in the fall. I want to sneak out the first year. This is, actually, like, pollen 2s normally when you'd sneak out if Tammy's alive. Okay, alright, well, what else is... Hit the mic, close to 20. Empathy, well, don't need to boost that anymore. Toughness is doing fine. Biology? Let's study some biology. Yeah, let's study some biology. I cannot register for engineering classes. Let's study life sciences. Oh, wow. Okay. Is that the best we can really do? Is that really the best I can do? Oh, it's better as a straight, huh? Burp. Yeah, it would be better as a straight. Huh, yeah, that is not intuitive. I think 15's the best I can do here. Yeah, okay, alright, well, cool. Hey, got a biology out of that. -3 stress, 12 fucking stress. Crazy. +2 biology, +0. Morning sucks so hard. We didn't get reasoning out of that at all. Oh my god. Oh, okay, that was a waste of a month. Holy shit. Solanacea, Tangent says, approaching you with purpose. We need to discuss my brother. I'm not friends with this. So, who dis? Who dis? Yes, dis, she says impatiently. I need you to figure out where he's been disappearing. Ever since we landed, I barely see him anymore. He doesn't even come home at night sometimes, and She trails off and looks at her feet. Well, I'm not very good terms with my brother of late, but people are becoming worried. You get the feeling Tang is the one who's worried, but she doesn't want to admit it. I'll find out. Thank you, Solanacea, she says, looking relieved for a second before her expression hardens again. I mean, it would be ridiculous. Waste of resources if anything happened to him, and no one knew where he was or how to find him. Right, of course. Tang doesn't get worried. I know where he is. He's right there. Oh, hey, Mushwood Walk. Nobody likes this as a gift. I'm just right out of the gate. Nobody likes it. Hey, Dad, can I have a hug? Probably not, right? Dad's reading a book, an actual book, dog-eared pages and everything, in the shade of a greenhouses. He blinks and looks up when your shadow falls over the pages. Oh, hey, little gooseberry. Need something? Nope. Dis? You tell Dis that his sister Tangent wants to know where he's been disappearing off to. His eyes briefly lift to yours, and he vaguely stares towards the engineering wing where his sister's reading on her hall palm between classes. He doesn't say anything. She's worried about you. She doesn't care about me, he says sullenly. Tangent's just worried she'll get in trouble if I don't come home one day. He scowls and picks at the hem of his sweater. She doesn't care about anything but her schoolwork. All right, we'll leave him alone. His shoulders slump in relief as you go. I know where he goes. Sneak it out, baby. So I would have liked to have started this with 0 stress, but yeah, beggars can't be choosers. Events in this area can be done in any order. They won't cost time to pass, but will increase your stress. Return home via Expedition Depot flag or the home button at the top left corner of the screen. Watch for the collectibles you can bring back as gifts. Events respawn at the beginning of each year, and new collectibles have a chance to appear every season. I think the events restore 30 stress. That's how that works, right? Well, let's do this first. You leave the path and sneak through a strand of mush trees to one of those little sawmills dotting the area. It's a small but busy operation. 3 people feeding mush tree logs into some kind of machine while 4th pulls a 4-legged robot with a plasma saw mounted on the front. Stay and watch what they're doing. Get a harvesting mushwood card, +1 for each gem on other cards. Stay out of sight and watch how they do it. When one tree crashes down, it's almost like the others are wincing. It's probably just your imagination, though. They aren't planting new ones or leaving any behind. You know the mush trees regrow every year, but can they still regrow when you cut down everything like this? Even the smaller trees and bushes are getting ground up for mulch with a big scary grinder that sounds like a roaring beast. The entire process makes you uneasy, but also proud of how industrious your colony is. This is where calm emotion. That's not what it's called. This is where calm temperament really comes in handy. Is the stress reduction from these events. I don't want to go over here, I think. I don't want to go down here, and we're not save scumming. So if you're save scumming, expeditions like this are great. Some of them reduce stress, and if you figure out where those are, you can really scum things up. But from the outside, unless you really know what you're looking at, the odds are you're not gonna min-max. You can min-max hard with this game, but we will not be doing that this run. You slipped through a drain pipe and out of the colony before anyone saw you. Anyone, that is, except for a dark form watching you from the trees nearby. Could that be... is that Dis? He turns and disappears into the jungle. Now you're sure of it. That would definitely Dis. He's not allowed outside the colony either. Ignore him. That's just Dis being Dis. He's probably solo LARPing in the woods like a dweeb. Maybe you'll bump into him later and he can tell you about his level 40 wizard. Whatever. You got your own adventures ahead of you. Your way is blocked by a strange, small creature with 1 foot and 4 large eyes, 2 of which blink sideways on top of its head like frog eyes. Oh, this must be a hop-eye. You've heard people talk about them, but you've never seen one up close. Keeps thumping his foot in the ground really loud. Oh, you cannot click on the hop-eye. What's its deal? Interesting. Okay, well, start out with a straight. Not much of a straight, but hey. That's what I say about my friends. Ha! Alex, that's not nice. They don't need to know. Okay. This would be a 14 with the straight. I think that's... well, okay. Now I'm very confident that was good enough. Super goal? Yeah. I don't have to use the items to get the best possible hand, right? Well, hopefully not. You do not. Okay, thank God. -1 stress from calm temperament. +1 animals. +1 kudos. +1 animals. +1 perception. You stop trying to get past it. Just listen. Oh, you can hear little squeaking noises from nearby. It's probably warning you away from its nest. You carefully avoid the nest while speaking in soothing tones. The agitated little guardian titters warnings at you, but eventually lets you pass by. What am I at? 37? Yeah, I'll do this. The path here is engulfed with a dust tornado. It whirls and twirls, not showing any sign of moving away. Walk through the dust. I don't know any better. 3 of a kind with 2s. We want to hold out that we can potentially get better. No, I don't. Well, now I'm kind of wishing that I had. Wait. Oh, that boosted to a 1, and then we have 3 of a kind on the 1s. Yeah, that's good. And then we have this godforsaken hand. Okay, so we go 3, 0, 1, 1, 1, 5. And I think this is the best possible hand for this hand. Is that right? Yeah, okay. Cool. -1 stress, perception, kudos. Get 1 perception, get a gain memory, under the hot sun. I don't know that I've ever had this card before. I don't think I've ever been out during dust season before. I normally do it in the first or last season. Huh. Well, okay, that would be where all the cards I've never seen before are. You shut your eyes hard against the swirling dust and somehow manage to walk in a straight line through it. Once you pass through and turn around, the dust storm settles. Do you wonder if walking through it somehow caused it to die down? The top of the rise to the east, you think you spot someone watching you. They're dressed in black. Is that Dis? But they're too tall to be Dis. Maybe another surveyor? You blink and the figure is gone. Hike over and look for clues. You bushwhack down into a valley and up the other path where you thought you saw them standing. No sign of a camp or anything obvious like a dropped pack. No note saying, "I'm watching you," signed mysterious figure. Spooky. Mysterious stranger. Acquired. Here's the boss. Well, boss, here's the end of the level. I think I can do this, do that, and then keep going. I think that this is a stress reduction event. And if I'm wrong, well, fuck me sideways. A large woolly blue creature is floating here. A meter off the ground, it seems to be upside down, which is causing it some sort of distress. Segmented legs kick uselessly in the air as it tries to right itself. This must be a float cow. The colony's working on domesticating these, though you haven't seen them up close before. Her slitted eyes look at you imploringly. She makes a helpless glowing noise and tries to flip over, but she can't. I don't want to pop it. Popping it gives... I'm gonna fucking pop it. I know it's suboptimal, but that's okay. There's nothing for it. You have to pop her dorsal bladder and let the liquid drain out, or she'll never be able to flip over. She struggles and screams as you open your utility knife and jab it into her bladder. Immediately, you're drenched by a hot explosion of what you hope is milk. Gross, gross, gross! The float cow spirals away as a sudden jettison of liquid propels her from you. You hope she'll be okay, but you are decidedly not okay with how you smell now. Turn that from a 13 stress into a 21 stress event. Stop for lunch, eating a earth treat grown from your own greenhouses. A watermelon, nice and sweet, like a more solid potato pod. You munch away, spitting out the seeds. Just relax. Minus 30 stress. You sit back and enjoy your midday rest in the beautiful surroundings. Now I take stress again, so we only really lost like 17 there, but hey, that's 17, baby. We're at 69, nice. Hey, Dis. You spot Dis in the clearing, but not before he sees you first. Instead of sneaking away as usual, he stays still as you approach. Like it's totally natural he'd be standing in the middle of a jungle, so far away from the colony walls. Now that you think about it, you're a little glad to see him. You're so far away from that you can't see the walls anymore, and it's really weird out here. And it's getting late. Dis stares unblinkingly at you as you approach. "Hi, Solanosea," as always says. "Hi, Dis." He seems to be in a really good mood, something you very rarely see. "Do you see Utopia out there?" Dis asks. Cheap surveyor tone and is easy to sneak past, but Utopia has like X-ray vision eyes or something. She'll catch you for being too close. Catch you if you get too close. She once caught me once. I got in big trouble. How about I show you something cool, and sneaking out will be our secret, okay? He jumps and walks a little way into the trees. You follow. Just a few minutes, and the ground drops off, and a large stone outcropping juts just over a cliff face. This walks right to the edge without slowing. It is a long way down. "Come on," he says. Let's be brave. My god, what an awful hand. 3 of a kind. Zeros. Let's go. 0, 1, 1, 2, 2. Do I want to hold on to that? No. It wouldn't have made a big difference had I held on to it. Is this really the best I can do with this hand? Yes? Yes? No? Yes? Yes. Could have done better. Okay, that was the best I could do with that hand, but still, probably could have done a little better. You bravely step into the rock and walk out to the edge with this. You both sit down, feet dangling over the precipice, and look at the amazing view. It's incredible. You snap a picture with your hollow palm, but you won't share it on the net. This is your secret. Yours and Dis's. We lose 30 stress, huge. Gain of perception, gained memory of beautiful vista, which is fine, but I think there's a better version of this card, and to friendship with this. We keep exploring, baby. Down to 51. Ah, haha. There in the clearing, the most majestic creature you've ever seen. It's like a unicorn from your dad's storybooks, but with a leathery reptile skin that shines when the light hits it. It moves softly, like it doesn't even disturb the ground. It could be dangerous, but you want to see what it does. Let's be as quiet as possible. My god, being a child sucks. Holy hell, I hate how many zeros we have. Our scores are so bad. This would give us all twos. 2, 2, 2, and then I have a 1 for some fucking reason, which I guess is fine. Yes, that is fine. This would be a 1, 1, 2, 3, 5. Hey, that hit the super goal, fair enough. Oh. This sucks. This gets a -1 to physical challenges, meaning our score, meaning this should be a 19, but this dumps it down to an 18. Well, fuck you. Why? Why, man? 3's not even that good. 3's not even that good of a card. As you settle to watch it from behind a strand of mush trees, Unisaur looks up towards you, startled by your movement. You try to hold perfectly still and quiet your breathing. After a tense moment, it goes back to its business. First, it sniffs out a good tree and rubs the scent glands on its neck against it thoroughly. Then it pees, like a crystal waterfall on a rock. Everything it does seems magical. You quietly take a picture with your hollow palm. You know you can't share it or you get caught for sneaking out. Next, it sharpens its horn against a rock, which is scoured with marks from having done this before. This must be a favorite sharpening rock. You notice a bulge in its stomach. It must have had a huge meal recently. Eventually, it curls up for a nap. You quietly sneak away. This was so wonderful. Fortuna is a magical place. Hades' a magical place. No, Tahiti. Tahiti's a magical place. You're minding your business when you stumble into... It's so hot. The two suns... I've never seen these summer events. I didn't know they varied by season. I do them at the beginning of the year. Oh, no. Oh, 2 suns are beating down on you. The ground is cracked and parched, and so are you. Our head is a long stretch with no trees. Just a merciless heat of the sun scorching the ground. Gotta find a shady route through it. That would boost that up to a 1. Huh. That's... the potential on this... I'll take the 10. Okay, yep, no, good, good. I'm gonna have to use this eventually. That's not that good. Zero, 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 3. I'm assuming this is the best we can do with this hand. I'm not missing some complexities here, right? It is. Okay. -1 stress, 1 perception, 1 kudos. Who the hell is giving me kudos for doing these card games perfectly out here? You spend some time going the long way around, taking shelter under some mush trees. Ah, we gain more stress. It's still sweltering in the shade, but not as bad. The loot, is different during the summer. Okay. It does depend on the season. Interesting. You come across a cluster of mush trees. They're not fully grown yet, but they're still pretty big. It might be good to harvest them before they get all gross and mushy during the rainy season. If you were older, you could probably cut them down and get some kudos for them. Well, give them a friendly pat. You like the mush trees. Give one a pat and are surprised when it moves under your hand. It's not a tree, though, but a camouflaged creature lying against the trunk. It's small and looks like an octopus. Or a starfish. Lots of long legs wrapped around the tree like it's giving it a hug. You let your mind wander as you're walking by and bumble straight into a field of gelatinous blob grass. Totally transparent, the sticky fronds are hard to see, but even harder to ignore, especially once they start glomming onto your boots and slowing you down. It's like trudging through thick mud. You stubbornly decide to keep going, paying close attention to visible signs of the blobgrass field. And there aren't many, just an absence of other vegetation. Let's look for a path through it. I guess this is the but I don't want to do this because we have a red card that potentially makes this 2 higher, this 1 higher. So I'm gonna do this. Fuck. But maybe. Maybe if I hold out the next one. That counts, right? Yeah, okay. These are wild cards. They are every color. What am I doing? I don't like this hand. I don't know how to min-max this hand. So 5 is pretty good, right? And all we have to do is not put it next to this. But this counts as a yellow card, so I can't put this next to that. So it would have to be like this, which is okay. Mid, right? Really mid. So that's why I look like, okay, well, what if I get rid of this and I put this in here? And that's a 10. But that doesn't seem that good. That's a 14. That's a weird fucking series. But, like, I can't have... I need you or you next to this. Yeah, I'm assuming this is good. Wow, we did not get the card I was holding out for. That's typical. Whatever, we did fine. Oh, we hit the super goal. I was not expecting to. This is the best score for this hand. What? I could have gotten a series. Fuck me. Could have done better. Could have done better. I think I could have gotten not a series. They're called a suck? Yeah, I could have gotten a suck out of that. There it is. You hop along that rock to the fallen logs and climb over those for old pieces of surveying equipment. You get through the villainous blobgrass. You spend a bunch of time on it, though, and it takes tricky balancing. It's tiring. Yeah, okay, I'm feeling good about my past decision to stay the hell away from... Okay, there's a flower there. Stay away from this season, because it seems to just be stress on stress on stress. I don't see anything back there. So, I might... I'm not convinced. I was gonna say I might be able to do all of these events. I think I'll get close, but not done. A nearby pond is dammed up and washed out the other side of the path here. The path continues on the other side. Let's bravely jump over it. Okay, well. Hey, you gotta start somewhere. 2, 2, 2, 3. Yes. 2, 3, 2, 1, 1. 19? 19's the best I can do here, right? Yes? No? Alright, well, okay, fine. You get stressed. You've bravely fallen and get wet. Okay, no, we are not doing all the events. We're getting way too stressed out by life. I don't think there's any stress reduction that comes from this. I think that's just a bad time. What's my perception? 12. Okay, well, hey, some of these are getting up there. This will this will be our last thing. Unless it's like secretly, You know, I'm gonna be maxed out on stress anyway. Ahead of you, the road curves right. There's a steep hill leading off to the left. You bet there's a really great view from the top of it, but it's gonna be a scramble to get up there. Let's hike up it. You get stressed. You leave your pack in some bushes at the base so you'll be lighter on your feet, then start the trek. It's tiring, and even more steeper than it looked it's even steeper than it looked from the bottom, but some broad mushroom-capped trees provide shade. The view from the top is spectacular. You can see all the way to the colony walls in one direction, down to a little sawmill in the other. Then you spot it. The rock. The most perfect boulder you've ever seen, teetering right on the edge of the slope you just climbed up. It's almost as tall as you are, and must weigh at least 2,000 kilos, but it's practically teetering there. You think with enough muscle you could push it over. Well, we're gonna do it. Right, I'm 10. Let's do it. It hums a chime in every childhood that one must take life by the horns and just push the rock. You shove it with all your might, digging in your toes to the hard ground and lean in. The rock starts to slide. And suddenly, it's off with a satisfying lurch, catapulting down the hill, rolling faster and faster, crashing through the bushes and... Oh, damn. Your pack! The rock just rolled right over it. Lose 5 kudos. Gain 8 stress. Yeah, we are at 100. Make your way back down the hill to retrieve your bag, now completely destroyed along with all of its contents. Oh, shoot, you're going to have a hard time explaining this to your parents. And you're going to need a new pack. Never do this event. But, you know, if we were towards the end now, you're too worn out and tired to continue, have to go home now. Our reasoning isn't 5. Oh, no, I can't even do the fucking science fair this year. I have to do something else. Oh no, I've never not done the science fair, which is the best option for Vertumnalia, because our reasoning's so low this run. This is such a weird run. The first time through I played like a really nerdy playthrough, which, you know, it's me. Okay. Udicott and the council have called a festival to celebrate life here on the planet Vertumna. Everyone gathers in the colony square to hear Governor Udicott's speech. In Earth's history, Udicott begins and clears her throat and waits for everyone to calm down. Ahem. In Earth's history, Vertumna was known as the god of seasons, change, gardens, and fruit. It's no coincidence that our forebears thought of the Vertumna project, chose to take on such an auspicious name in the hopes of seeding future bountiful seasons of humanity. We'll continue this tradition of Vertumnalia, midsummer festival to celebrate our Vertumna, this lush planet which we can find ourselves today. Clap. Everyone cheers and applauds. The members of the council all get up on stage one at a time to give their own short speeches. Governor Udicott announces each one. Governor Udicott we read these. When it's your mother Flu's turn, she announces that tonight you'll be eating some of the very first crops grown for Vertumnan soil. Your eyes go to the feast table board. The stratosphere would have been mostly soy-based foods from the nanoprinters, spiced up with what precious fruits and vegetables could be grown in the small growing bays. This year, the Earth's plants look even less robust than usual, but they're supplemented by some Vertumnan plants that you've come to appreciate. Juicy Watato pods and slabs of edible fungi. Udicott takes the stage after everyone on the council has said their piece. What is a festival without festivities, she asks. Professor Hal and Security Chief Rhett have organized a 3-part competition for the kids. Good luck, children. Well, I guess I'll do bot wrestling, because I can't do the talent show, and I wish I could do the science fair, but I can't. So, bot wrestling. A bot wrestling contest. This has been a classic competition for years on the ship. Someone has rigged up a hydraulic lifting bot to slowly stretch out, increasing in strength over time. The aim is to see how long you can hold it closed, using any part of your body before it pops open. Anemone and Cal are competing with you. Cal doesn't like that it's a competition, but he does love bot wrestling. This is a hard contest. Wrestle that bot. I mean, I guess we're probably built okay for that. Man, I don't want to use this. It's weird, but that's fine. Okay, all right. I still don't really want to use this, but I kind of have to, huh? Yep. 17's pretty fucking good for one round. I only need a 14 on the next round, and I'm not getting it. Oh my god. This is horrible. Oh my fucking lord. Uh-huh. Yeah, we're not winning this one. Unless we use these mushwood logs. -4. Oh, because it's next to this just sucks. No, oh my god. Okay, so if I take this out, this is an 11. If I put this in, it's an 11. This sucks so hard. If I take you out, I put you here, that also gets me an 11. Interesting. All right, well, there's so many ways to get 11. This gives a +1 to a card and changes its suit to yellow. I don't want to use it. These are better off as gifts. It is valuable. I can get a +2, +2, a +2, bringing us to a 17, and I can't touch this fucking card. It'll reduce this from a 17 down to a 15. Playing it is just a bad time. No. Just take the 7. Well, like, what if I get better than 7? I got 3 more of these. It's not worth it. It's not worth it, Alex. That would give you like a +1. It's not worth it. You win. You win something you would have lost. Yeah, 17 with the best we could have done there, and I don't think 17 was possible. Anemone's brother Calm is the judge and awards bonus points for technique as well as brute strength. You sit on the hydraulic bot and use your weight at first. Then you switch to a bear hug when it starts to wobble and push you off the ground. You make it a full 5 minutes of increasing difficulty before it eventually springs from your grasp and scuttles into a corner, free at last. You just barely edge out Anemone. She offers you her hand, then pulls it back at the last second before running away, cackling. Got a bot-a-thon champion. I've never done bot-a-thon before. We are now popular. You're a winner and everyone wants to be your friend. Kudo gains are doubled for the next 3 months. Anemone and Cal's friendship increased. Stress reduced by 50. After festivities are over, everyone takes a much-needed break. During the fierce heat of dust, a few days rest is exactly what you need. You feel refreshed. That is interesting. Like, doing an expedition the day before Vertamnalia doesn't give bonus points like you get from doing it early on in the year if you have heroic. We don't know what heroic is yet in this run, but it does give that 50 back. Yeah, that's interesting. That's interesting. You tell Tangent where you know where Dis has been going. You tell her he's been sneaking out to explore the jungle, not far away, but outside the walls. Tang looks concerned. Really? She says, wringing her hands. Is he safe? I'll keep him safe. She eyes you skeptically. Full offense, Selenea, but you're just a kid. She replies. However, I suppose it's good to know he isn't alone out there. I kind of want to work on bravery next. So yellow. Heartbreakingly, yellow flowers are one of Tammy's favorite items. But we cannot give it to Tammy, so it also turns out to be a favorite item of Mars. Of all these kudos and nowhere to spend them yet. Seek says the depot store won't open till next year. How am I supposed to show off how much better and harder working I am than everyone else? That's the spirit, Mars. Here's a yellow flower. Mars likes yellow flowers. It's not your birthday yet, though. A flower? A cheap gift, but I suppose it'll look good in my hair. Thank you. God, Mars, you suck as a kid. I think Tangent also likes yellow flowers, right? I suppose this might be of scientific interest, Tang says, analyzing the flower. She pulls the petal off and looks at it. Yes, I'll have to look at this through a microscope. You're more beautiful than any flower. Tang grimaces. Please don't say that. She turns to walk away, then remembers herself. Thank you for the flower, she adds formally. L. No Riz. Okay, so kudos are doubled. We get some kudos digging in the greenhouse, right? 5 kudos. That'd be 5 to 10. And that's a nice skill gain. We could, because we unlocked delivering supplies, 5 kudos. 10 stress. Is this more or less stress? If this is less stress, I kind of want to just keep digging dirt. 15 stress. All right, we will not be doing that. And I can't. Oh my god, I can't babysit. Oh no. Okay, so normally, if Tammy's alive, she talks to you about babysitting, and you unlock babysitting as an activity in here. But Tammy's dead, so I can't babysit. Oh my god. So the first time I had Tammy die, we stopped playing there because we needed a break, and I'm like, okay, that's pretty fucking heavy. Goddamn, this game has hands. Was there any way to avoid that? And I found out, yeah, you can save scum, and like kind of expected to. So I've never played through the consequences of her dying. Holy shit, so many things get fucked up. Like, cake economy, where you get a free cake every year and can give that to Cal to get some energy back if you miscalculate on a day. Not much stress, but a little bit. It's enough to go do something else. Gone. Dead. We also can't use those cakes to boost people's skills. Also can't get her cards. Also can't get the job that she tells you about. Oh, man. Oh, an incredible game. An incredible game. So I guess we'll deliver supplies today. Seek sends you all around the colony, delivering supplies. During your first week, it's mostly small stuff you can carry by hand or push on a little cart, stuff like tools or electronics. Some are high priority, which means you have to move fast. It's fun getting the important delivery coming through, and people actually get out of the way. Get to work. Now, these are science-y challenges, which we are not fucking good at yet. I got a 10! I could get higher than it. There's no world that I could have gotten higher than a 10, so at least I'll get this. Yeah, best score possible. Get organization, which we didn't have before organizing. We get 1 perception, we get some kudos. And Mars likes us a little more. God, that is fucking brutal. Hey Cal, what's up? You're looking for Cal in the garden when you nearly trip over someone else, one of the younger kids, and they're blindfolded? Hey, they exclaim, ripping the blindfold off their face and throwing it to the ground. It's Cirrus, one of Anemone's brothers. He glares at you. I was almost done. Cal jogs over and grabs Cirrus in a friendly headlock, ruffling his messy red hair. Dude, you were so close. Cirrus stamps his feet and complains you got in his way. It's not their fault, Cal says. They didn't know we were playing a game. Give me a sec. I want to teach them how to play. Cal turns to you as Cirrus leaves. Sorry, Solanacea, he says sheepishly. I was teaching Cirrus a new game, but he's more like Anemone than I thought. Real competitive, you know? He stoops to pick up a blindfold, brushing off the dirt. I've been trying to come up with different games. Kinds of games other than sports ball. No winners or losers. I just want to have fun with my friends. Cal looks at you hopefully. You want to learn how to play? Let me check my schedule. Yes! Cal's smile looks like it's gonna stretch right off his face. Radical, he shouts, jumping up and down with his excitement. Okay, so put on this blindfold. The blindfold's a little scratchy and smells like dirt. You can feel Cal's big hands on your shoulders. I'm gonna spin you around, and when I let go, you gotta listen to my instructions. We're gonna walk all the way to the cafeteria, okay? You nod. You can't see Cal's grin, but you can hear it in his voice as he spins you around and counts to 10. 1, 2, 3. First, Cal says, you gotta walk forward 10 steps. Do you follow Cal's instructions as best you can, or you make things difficult for him? We do our best. Take 10 steps straight forward, holding your hands out for balance. Rocky dirt between the garden beds crunches under your feet. Yeah, Cal says. Now turn to your right and take 15 steps until you get to a door. We'll get it right. Turn to the right, walk forward, counting out 15 steps. When you stop, Cal laughs. You can hear his footsteps crunching behind you. I forget how much bigger I am than you. You're like 2 more steps away. Take 2 more steps, and your outstretched hands land on a warm metal of the door. Success. Awesome, Cal says. You can't help but smile. This is fun. Now hit the button on the right, and then keep walking forward until I say stop. Go really slowly, okay? You open the door, start to walk forward, the path slopes downward, and your feet slip a little bit. Even though you're moving as slowly as you can, real dirt is nothing like the metal floors of the stratospheric. It's turbo rocky here, Cal says, and you can feel uneasiness prickle up the back of your arms. Just keep moving forward slowly. I can trust him. You slowly creep down the slope to the center of the colony, somehow managing not to bump into anything. Cal cheers. All right, now a little to your right and keep walking straight. We're so close. And carefully pick your way forward, stopping when you hear Mars's unmistakable voice ring out across the courtyard. This is why I wanted bravery, and I don't think we have high enough bravery. At a 7, I think it needs to be a 10. What are you no-heads doing? Cal tells her you're playing a game. Is it a real game? Mars scoffs. Looks like Sonasea is just wandering around with a scarf over their eyes. Aren't you a little old for this? 20 bravery this early on? Oh yeah, okay. No, this is fucking crazy high bravery. Maybe she's right. One playthrough I'd like to see that through. Embarrassment burns in your belly as you tear off the blindfold. Blinking away tears in the sun brightness, you see Mars looking down her nose at you. Mars sneers, tossing her braids over her shoulder. I thought you were cooler, Solana. Let me know when you're ready to play adult games. Not sure what she meant by that. I have some ideas, but I hope this 11-year-old, 10-year-old doesn't. You become aware of Cal standing behind you. Sorry, Solana, he says quietly. I guess it is kind of a silly game. You ask if he wants to get some potato juice from the cafeteria instead. Spend an afternoon brainstorming ideas for more games with no winners and no losers. Damn. I would like bravery, but I don't want to train it right now. So then I trapped in my room, Anemone says, telling you about the bug she saw in her quarters. Its wings were as big as my hand and had feelers like, whoa, it was bouncing all over the place like boing, boing, boing. She gestures excitedly, swinging her arms over her head. The bugs here are so big and they're everywhere. I was gonna give it to Tang. She loves gross bug stuff, but she said I should let it go because if it stung me, I might get weird mutant powers. I mean, other than the ones I already have. I wanted to see if I got more weird mutant powers, so I started jumping around off higher and higher things until I was jumping off the back of the ship. I got in so much trouble. It wasn't even that high. She stops in her tracks. Hold on, she says, stooping to rub irritably at her knees for probably the 100th time in the past 5 minutes. I'm gonna die. I busted my knees and it's so itchy when my scales grow in. Annie, don't pick at it. Chief Steward Antecedent's voice rings out across the garrison yard, pleasant but firm. It instantly transports you back to being in the ship crash, tugging on her skirts and calling her auntie. Anemone stops, jumps and stands up straight, her hands flying to her side. But Mom, Anemone whines, digging her fingers into her knees as Antecedent approaches you both. It's so scratch-tastically itchy. I know, lovely, Antecedent soothes her, patting down her riotous red hair. The more you pick at it, the thicker your scales are going to grow in. Anemone tucks her hands under her armpits to keep from scratching. What if I want to have cool scales, she pouts. Antecedent smiles indulgently. At the rate you're going, I'm sure you'll be covered them before you know it. No need to rush. Anemone's skin is dotted with patches of protected blue-green scales that grow in wherever she gets a cut or a scrape. She rubs the patch on her jaw indignantly, the one she got when she ran headfirst into the food synthesizer back in the ship. Alright, Anemone, augment. Armored scaled skin. Very cool descriptor. A little, God, having scars be that visible would either be really empowering or really dysphoria-inducing. Antecedent opens her satchel and pulls out a bundle of clothes. The queue for the nanoprinter is over a week long, so I patch your pants with scraps from your brother's clothing. Please try to not put any more holes in them, or yourself, okay? She hands the clothes to Anemone and kisses her on the forehead. Anemone sticks out her tongue, gags. Yuck! Anemone evaluates the clothes as her mom walks away. Galactic, she breathes as she runs her fingers over the odd-colored patches. Then, right in the middle of the yard, she unashamedly squirms out of her pants and pulls on the new ones. Wow, I look like a fighter jet from the Hollows, she exclaimed, showing off her new pants. Like when they'd stencil your kill count on your plane. Or like a really cool scar. Anemone grins, yeah, you get it. My pants are scarred, just like me. We're all scarred. Yeah, the game audio is super quiet, and that's okay because it's a lot of reading. I'm just used to playing it in silence, so I hadn't really realized. Yeah, popular. We're just gonna be popular. I want to get bravery above. That's fine. It's fine. We'll suffer. It's been a while, but it's time to attend a meeting of the Secret Fun Times Club. Mars started the FFC years ago when you were little kids. Tangent, Tammy agreed to join at the time, but then you got all busy with other things and forgot about it. And then Tammy died. You meet in an unused conference room in command, which Mars says is perfect for a secret club. Club President Mars brings the meeting to order. Tang, Vice President of Writing Down Secrets, records the meeting on her home palm. As Vice President of Fun Ideas, it was your job to come up with something fun for the club to do today. You chose making friendship bracelets and brought all the supplies you'll need. Today, Mars announces we're going to make friendship bracelets, and I have an even better idea. We're going to sell them to people for kudos. This isn't really how kudos are supposed to be used, but Mars is hard to argue with sometimes. Three of you spend the afternoons braiding bracelets. This event is different if Tammy's alive. There's a whole moral conundrum. Yeah, Tammy would have been much better than you, and also she wasn't ethically into it. Sad. Three of you spend the afternoon braiding bracelets out of recycled bits of wire and bright plastic packing strips. Hearts aren't really in it, though. All three of you know Tammy would have been much better at it than you. Making friendship bracelets was one of her favorite things. She always, Jesus fucking Christ. She was always giving them to people and didn't expect anything in return. It's eventually Mars who calls the meeting early. She takes all your misshapen bracelets and looks at them dubiously. I don't know if people would trade their kudos for these, but I'll do my best. I'll put the kudos in the club treasury, meeting adjourned, and you can actually make good bracelets if she lives. You ask Tangent if she thinks Mars is actually going to sell them. I think so, Tang tells you, but the club doesn't even have a treasury. She'll probably keep the kudos for herself. She doesn't seem to care. Incredible. Fucking incredible. There's no world I'm getting better than a 12 on this. That's it, baby. 12 is, yeah, okay. 12 is the best we could have gotten. 3 organizing, 1 perception, 12 kudos, 8 stress. It is now early wet. Now I'm still popular. Wait, fuck. It's your birthday, right? You know, Solana, you're alright, Mars says as you approach. You blink at her, trying to figure out what she means. You're an alright what? In your stunned silence, Mars laughs and tosses her hair over your shoulder. You're alright. You actually have good taste, unlike all those other nullheads. Ever since we landed, it's been help with this, Mars, and don't waste resources on that, Mars. It's boring. At least you understand the importance of sophistication. You shoot the breeze with Mars a bit longer. At some point, Dis skulks out of the living quarters and has to pass by you both, clearly trying not to draw your attention. Ugh, where's he going now? Mars mutters to you, then raises her voice so Dis can hear. Try not to get eaten by aliens, she calls out to Dis. If you die out there, they can't use your body for fertilizer. Don't be a waste. Mars. Honey. What the fuck? Shut up, Mars. Dis is cool. You say it loud enough for Dis to hear. He looks at you with wide eyes before scurrying towards walls. You get friendship with Dis. Huh, Mars says with a little smile, no accounting for taste. She seems to respect that you challenged her. She watches Dis disappear from sight and shrugs. Maybe you could get through to him. I've tried, but he doesn't care about contributing to the colony or being popular or earning kudos or anything important. What do you contribute, Mars? Mars laughs and puts her hands on her hips. I contribute plenty, and you know it, Solana. People need someone to tell them what they need to do, don't they? Fucking little tyrant. I think, oh god, okay. I know I know you have a birthday on the last day of the wet season. I think that the first day of the wet season is your birthday. Am I right? A birthday cake? Icing's a little uneven, Mars notes, and there's no candles, but keep practicing and you'll improve. It is her birthday. So her birthday, instead of this being a +2, it's a +4. It doubles the value of the gift, which is very important. So Mars, we now know, birthday, early wet. You're late wet, I have no idea. Late wet, I don't remember. Alex out here just making it very clear I'm a bad friend. Okay, I want bravery next. This is the only way to do bravery right now. I want it by the end of the year for reasons. And also our stress is really not that hot. Oh, wait. Popular. We're gonna do kudos and then we'll do bravery. Rest? Maybe. This is not optimal. That's okay. Let's deliver supplies. Show up to the delivery depot bright and early as most of the colony's still yawning. Oh no. My reasoning's terrible. We're gonna... Oh, okay. Well, I would have saved Scum this, but I can't. Colony is still yawning, pawning around for their cup of morning blep tea. Seek is there with a thin stack of white triangles. Is that paper? Neat. So nostalgic. Yes. See comes. Governor Udicott is quite sentimental when it comes to these things. She even signed each notice by hand. I myself have traded in hollow sweet palms for a pen. Stylus, not palms. You're to deliver a stack of each of these reports to every council member of the colony. Zeke asks you to not read them, says it's adult boring stuff you wouldn't notice anyway. Clutch your papers to your chest and nod. First stop is engineering. Paper? Dr. Instance is exasperated. The governor's sending message by paper now? Is this a joke? Tell me this is a joke. You shuffle your feet nervously. Zeke seems serious to you. She skims the first page, muttering to herself, and there's sensitive information in here. All the superfluous, technophobic, sentimental foolishness. You back away quietly. Next up, the cafeteria. Antecedent takes notices carefully with both hands. Paper! What a strange idea, and oh, what Governor Udicott has even signed it! What a marvelous handwriting she has! I wonder what I'm supposed to do with it once I'm finished reading it. She thinks out loud. Throw it in a disassembler? Seems far too precious for that. Well, I need to get a filing cabinet in here, I wonder. Suppose I can recycle it for craft time? Next up is the expeditions office. Tonin meets you outside. He's struggling under the shifting weight of an enormous crate. It appears whatever inside wants out. Sorry, Solana Saya, could you just put them down on that bench? I'll take them inside in a minute. Another surveyor overhears and laughs. The governor's sending paper memos now? She really that old? What next? Toilet paper? Hold on. What do you mean, what's next? Toilet paper? Look, I'm a civilized person. I use a bidet. But like, you still need a little toilet paper to dry things off. It's a both and kind of thing. It's just like, there's many ways to be hygienic. It's not just one kind of thing. Did we come up with some kind of technological improvement for toilet paper? I'm all in if that's the case. But like, what do you mean, what's next? Toilet paper? The moment you put the documents down, a gust of wind picks them back up and they fly everywhere. You snatch for them, but accidentally drop the rest of the stack you're holding on to. I just found a peanut. That's in the trash now. Do we scramble to pick them up? I think so. That's good. Oh, God. This is pointless. That's a high value, but it's still a 3. I'm going to scramble to pick them all up. Shove the papers back together haphazardly. Embarrassed at your clumsiness. I'm not organized enough to take a sneak peek, which is a shame. I'm nowhere near organized enough. You dutifully deliver the remaining reports to Chief Rhett and your mom, who both seem confused they weren't sent via the holonet. You're a good kid and a good delivery person. You feel proud and important for delivering all the messages, just like you were told. Wow, okay. think that's as good as this gets. We do lose a kudos here, but whatever. I have 40. No, there's... If I pull this... $23. 23. 18, 19, 21. Yeah, okay. I'm not crazy about the kudos. These cards are really good. Mars's Ambition cards are really good, but the kudos costs on these early ones fucking sucks. Okay, I got best score, which is good. I got 5 kudos, and then we lost 1 kudos. You're having a terrifying familiar dream. A monster crashing through the walls, unfathomably large, every part of it wriggling and moving and searching for something. Tramples through the colony as you watch helplessly. Time shifts to the wreckage of your home. You're picking through it, looking for something. Tears streaking down your face, your dust-covered face as you lift heavy pieces of debris, searching. You wake up shouting, "No!" But your voice is drowned out by a deafening rumble from the skies outside. The bedroom window is covered in water. It's pouring down from the clouds. You guess this must be rain, but you've never experienced it before. It's a bright flash from outside and another crack and rumble. Thunder! It must be a thunderstorm. It's still early in the hours of the morning. You've already almost forgotten your bad dream, but you're too unsettled to go back to sleep yet. The rain beats down on the roof of your quarters, joined now and then with the great peals of thunder like heavy footsteps of an angry beast. Gotta go to our parents for comfort. We're doing a loyalty-heavy run here, and I think loyalty tends to be a good thing, but like, my first run I was super rebellious. We'll do it. Your dad is awake too, watching the rain from the kitchen porthole, a large porthole in the kitchenette. Gives you a hug and gaze out together. "This is good," he says quietly. "Means we'll have plenty of water for the crops. Pure, healthy water, just like on Earth. Everything's gonna be okay, my little potato." You hug your dad tight and hope that he's right. Mid-wet. Me when me, you, me, I, me, we, when, etc. Tangent is watching a construction group build scaffolding over a new engineering pavilion. They're using mushwood, which is so light one person can easily lift a 10-meter-long pole and stack it into place. She points towards him. "Human beings are so great, don't you think? Before we landed, it was all dirty jungle. Now it's civilization. I've been learning about adaptability and writing in biology class. Book says it's what sets us apart from the animals. Like, we don't need fur because we can make warm clothes. If it's too hot, we can make air conditioners instead." I'm not even smart enough to say that we can sweat. Oh my god, I'm so dumb this run. That's okay. Maybe the animals have need adaptations. Tangent rolls her eyes at you. Maybe, but even if they do, I haven't seen any sign of intelligent life here. It's just a dumb, big xenofauna. Some animals here are smart and friendly. Tang looks skeptical. They're still animals, Solana say. Maybe they're just pretending to be nice so you'll feed them. You're lucky it didn't eat you. She folds her arms. Dorb smiles look cute, but one can eat through a bag of rice in less than 30 minutes. Even an herbivore can be dangerous here. It doesn't have to want to eat you to be able to hurt you. Together, you watch as the foreman puts blueprints for the scaffolding into the floating screen of her hollow palm, raises it to the scaffolding to check their progress. Like to see an alien do that, Tang says primly. Humans look defenseless and weak, but we're actually the strongest species in the galaxy. Who else can literally bend reality to their will? Not a stupid alien, that's for sure. She puts a finger to her chin. "I'm living proof that humanity's greater than our biology," she says. "All of us are, really, with our genetic enhancements. We're the next step in humanity's evolution from great ape to galactic super species." Man, it really is a thin line, transhumanism to like, oh no, they're genocidal. I was young too. I know. We're going for bravery, and I think this is the only and best way to do it. So, what's my stress at 62. I think it needs to be 70 or higher for the dad hug event to trigger. This is dangerous, me talking about shit like I know what I'm talking about. I played through enough to have a good idea, but there's so much I still don't know about this fucking game. Your dad's completely drenched from the seasonal rains out in the fields, far from any shelter. Hey, Stardust, wet enough for you? It's my fucking dating life, dude. I need to see myself out. Yep, okay, that's new. Not new. Sports ball is the only way we're increasing bravery. Let's fucking go. You're paired with Nougat in practice. You make the mistake of underestimating her, and she wipes the pitch with you. See, normally we'd meet Nougat through babysitting, which we can't do, or tutoring, which I can't really do. So who the fuck is Nougat? Don't worry about it. We'll probably find out later. I think a 21's as good as it gets here. Yeah, it is. It is great. Wonderful. That gets me to an 11. Oh, thank God. Okay. Late wet. Me when, etc., etc. Look, like rain. Ting says, clearly unimpressed. She holds her hand out from under her umbrella and lets raindrops collect in her palm. Cannot say I'm a fan. Being wet is a misery. Disagree. Happy birthday. Seems you've remembered my birthday. How thoughtful of you, Ting says, accepting the flower with a dubious look. I'll set this flower aside to analyze later. I'm interested in the properties of autumnal flora. Hope you find it useful. She turns to walk away, then remembers herself. Yeah. Which also means it's Dis's birthday. Is this an optimal use? No, this is not an optimal use. That's okay. That's okay. We don't need to worry about this being suboptimal, which it definitely is. Dis is sitting on the ground outside the gate under the watchful eye of someone working in expeditions. Just as stuck here as we were on the ship, he mumbles, but he doesn't say anything after that. No. Dis shakes his head in frustration. Nobody ever asked me what I want. It isn't cake, not on my birthday, not ever. Oh, I didn't know that Dis disliked cake. I've never given him cake. Try to ask him what he does want, but he pouts and doesn't want to answer. What's up with this guy and cake? I didn't know he had a thing for hating cake. Interesting, Anemone. You and Anemone are playing in the garrison yard with sticks, chasing each other around, pretending to be sword fighting. The adults training nearby are patient with you as long as you don't get near the target dummies. Sometimes you stray too close. Watch out, Annie! One of the security personnel calls out as Anemone bumps into her. Kids, stay behind the fences, okay? It's Anemone, she retorts, as both you retreat to a safe distance. Anemone throws her stick to the ground and pouts. Just because everyone shortens their name doesn't mean I have to do it. I like being an enemy. But having a nickname's kind of cool and mysterious, like having a call sign, you know? What would you call me, Solana Saya? What about Nem? Nem. She tilts her head. Huh, never heard that one before. She mimes swinging a sword a few times. Nem. I like it, short and punchy, just like me. It's kind of like adventure from a story. Nem picks up her discarded stick. Now, she says, brandishing it at you, prepare to be defeated by the mighty Nem. You spend the next hour sparring with Nem in the yard. Still want to boost bravery? Toughness is so fucking close to 33, which is when we'll get a buff. I'm gonna do bravery. It'll boost bravery and toughness, and then during glow season, we'll take a fucking nap. Sports ball. Mars may not be as skilled as sports ball players in Anemone, but she plays hard. She orders people around like a team captain, but she isn't that great at passing the ball. She'd rather be the star. Her favorite thing is to spike the ball right into the opposing net, stops body. It's not a legal move, but she's done it so many times, the opposition now stands further back when Mars has the ball, which is exactly what she wants. Did you see that? Anemone complains to you during a break. Mars wouldn't pass the ball to either of us for 10 whole minutes. Somebody has to do something. Just let Mars be Mars. You keep passing Mars the ball, and she keeps trying to spike it from the net in huge wide shots that often miss. She gets another penalty for holding the ball too long when Anemone's clearly open. At least Mars is getting better at these long shots, and she seems happy. Okay, +1 for each unplayed card is eventually really good when we get larger card hands. Our hand size, yeah, this would be a 5 right now. But as I add more shit, it goes from being good to being mid. An 18. Can we do better than an 18? No, right? No. 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 I'm going to confidently add some zhuzh to that. Yes, that is as good as it gets. More bravery. Bravery, sweet. Bravery's at a 15. Toughness is at a 28. Stress is perhaps not that bad. Days have been getting shorter, with only a yellow skin barely skimming the horizon. One morning, you wake in the darkness and check your holo palm to know what time it is. You see a holo stream from Mars. Good morning to all my pals, if you can even call it morning. Like, they've named it glow season because, like, everything is crazy glowing out there in the dark. I'm staying the heck inside for the next month. What's even the point of going out if you can't see anything? It's gonna be a long, boring month. No way, it looks cool out there. You peek out the window. The wormhole is the biggest you've ever seen it. Like a massive, fiery ring in the sky. The planet must be very close to it now. Out in the jungle, something new is taking place. The plants are flowering, glowing, iridescent blooms, and everything's full of life. There's strange new sounds, long hooting calls, and gurgling roars. After Mars' message is a notice from the council warning everyone to stay safe inside. Tammy's dad and the other surveyors have been called back and the gates closed for the month. There's tension in the air, as if everyone is waiting for something. Okay, I don't need to rest, so I'm not going to rest, sweet Crystal. Oh, well, hey, it's a little late for your birthday, but this is staring off into the wilderness outside the gates. Feels different, he mumbles. Don't know how, just different. You ask him what he means, he shakes his head and stuffs his hand into his pockets. Nim is running around the edge by. She's not phased at all. Hey, Mom. Solana Saya, your mom, stops as you walk by. What are you doing out of our quarters? It isn't safe out here. I'm going to school. She nods with a grudging approval. Fair enough. Stay close to the stratosphere, got it? We don't know what's out there this time of year. Walk away. You're just out of earshot, you hear him mumble. Stars. It is beautiful, though. Yeah, this is probably fine. I want biology and reasoning higher, so life sciences. This week in biology class, you're learning about predators and prey. Professor Hal brings up a picture of a hopeye on the hall projector and asks, who can tell me what special things hopeyes do when they see a predator? Tang's hand shoots up. They hop away very quickly, which is why we call it a hopeye. He nods. That's true, but not what I was getting at. Tang stammers and looks upset. Can't believe she got something wrong. Hal scans the class again. Anyone else? Solana Saya. A thump on the ground to warn others. This is such a good card early on. You've seen hopeyes out in the wild, and you know they're very communal animals. One wouldn't run away without warning the others first. Then they all hop away very quickly. That's right, Hal smiles. Solana Saya sounds like they might have met one before. Tang gives you an appraising look. Maybe she didn't expect this from you. Alright, well, it would have been too much to ask for to immediately get the card. It's pretty fucking good, but that's okay. 20. Now, okay. Hold on. Hold on. Am I just better off not using this? This at the end and this here are fine. That'd give it 20. Adding this gives it a 23. Can I do better than 20? That isn't better than a 23. That's a 24. I think the 24 is as good as this gets. But I should do it in the other. Well, that's not a straight. That's just 2, so it doesn't matter. Is that right? What? 26? What? No. It's daytime when the emergency sirens start up, well, what passes for day. It's still very nearly pitch black except for eerie green twilight glow on the horizon. Look towards the gates. They're open. Wait, they shouldn't be open. 48 stress. Well, great. The alert blares out of every speaker in the colony. It's the same one you use for hull breaches and fires. In space, it meant you were supposed to go to the nearest emergency shaft and put on a spacesuit. On Vertumna, it means go to an assembly point and wait for instructions. The closest assembly point is in the children's creche, but from the opposite direction, you hear shouting and loud popping noises. Gunfire? Is the colony under attack? Well, obviously, we're gonna use, 5 bravery's all I needed. Well, I way overcooked that. We're gonna hell fight. I'm not good at thinking, and I'm empathetic. I'm decent at fighting. And heroic is one of the best skill modifiers in the game. So for the next 3 months, meaning all of the first season of the next year will have this bonus to a +1 physical increase. For all toughness, perception, combat, and animal skill increases. If you combine this with going outside and exploring, you can max out perception really quickly, animals pretty quickly, and you can make good progress on toughness and combat. That frees up time for you to do other things, and it's very, very good, and I think necessary for some of the better runs. We are going to rely heavily on getting perception maxed out. You try your best to be brave and fight back. First, you dodge some helpful grown-ups who point you back to the creche. Then you head outside to get your bearings. Stress is, look, we're maxed out. It's as bad as it's gonna get. Bravely helping to fight. We're heroic. A little bit of rebellion, but like a little rebellious streak didn't hurt nobody. You can hear yelling from up the stairs to command and a commotion southeast at Geoponics where your parents are working. Gonna go to the family. Your parents are defending the greenhouses from a pack of knee-high creatures which seem to have eyes growing over all of their bodies. Their oily flesh ripples in a constant, subtle motion as individual eyes blink one at a time, incessantly. Can't tell which end is which with these horrible things. Cal is standing nearby, wide-eyed. He slowly picks up a shovel and moves beside you. He reluctantly holds the shovel in front of him like a weapon. Easy, doggies, he whispers. We don't want to hurt you. Get out of here, both of you, run, your mom shouts, attracting the pack's attention. All except one animal, which moves straight towards you and Cal. Figure out what it wants. I'm empathetic. I can empathize. You look into its too many eyes and see fear. The creature's scared of you. To Cal's amazement, you crouch down to try to look less threatening and choose 2 eyes at random to look into to communicate with. You start to reach out a hand, but the creature's trembling. Staring into its eyes has made it even more frightened than before. It pounces. Defend yourself. Well, these neatly cancel one another out. How about that? Okay. Well, this is the best time for us to play this. Actually. Yeah, it's the same. Doing paperwork. Best time to play this at the beginning. Yes? Oh, we're good. Push through is a mechanic we haven't had to use and I hope to never introduce. It adds stress, but you can't go past 100, so it's not doing anything for us now. 5, 2, 1. That's not gonna count, right? Yeah, it don't matter. It don't matter. None of this matters. Okay, 16, 15. Right? I mean, that's not better, right? Fuck, that is better, son of a bitch. Okay, so it'd be 1, 2, 3. No, it'd be 5, 1, 2, 3, 2 for a 19. This is the best I could do, right? Yes. God, why are your straight so fucking good? That's the best I could have done. Yes, okay, sweet. -1 stress. We're at 99 stress, baby. Okay, so that does still work. You love to see it. You fucking love to see it. All right, cool. I love that because that means that on day 1 of next year, we can do something and we're not gonna have the stress debuff. Yes, yes. You killed it with nothing but a rake thrust deep into several of the creature's many eyes. The rest of the pack scampers off the moment it falls. You get 25 kudos and gain memory facing the eye beast. You've never killed anything before. The body of the creature that was so terrifying a minute ago looks strangely small and harmless. All of its eyes have closed for good now. Cal crouches beside it in shock. I told you to run, Solanacea. Uh-oh. Your mom looks furious that you put yourself in danger. She storms over and you think gonna slap you. Then suddenly she pulls you into her arms and hugs you. She keeps rocking you and saying, my baby, over and over. It's pretty surreal. Almost as weird as those dog things with the eyes, honestly. After 2 weeks of darkness, with the blue sun barely skimming the horizon, it begins to move higher in the sky, and daytime returns. The council admits they don't know how the gates were opened or how the creatures got in. Some of the attacking creatures were once thought to be docile. Others were species nobody had seen before. It's like somebody had driven them to assault the colony. At least, no one was killed. This time. Not ominous foreshadowing at all. And we're back to early quiet. Childhood is fleeting. The game will end when you reach age 20. So you should try to focus on a few skills to improve and friends to spend time with. Use the skills and friends button at the top left of the screen to keep track of them. Good luck. So, age 10, we got 86 kudos, gained 46 stress. This is a weird thing to track because we started at 50, so like, yeah, 99 is higher. We gained 35 loyalty. Most improved is toughness and perception, but bravery's pretty close behind. Biology, organizing, animals, a tiny bit of combat, reasoning, and empathy. We got a fuck ton of new cards. I cannot help but become friends with Tangent. Tangent and Anemone are 2 highest friends right now. And that'll be it for age 10. And we'll... age 11, run 1. That's where we'll start next time. Yeah, quick little 3-hour video, in and out. It's what, 5 in the fucking morning? I might do another one of these today. I really love this game. This is so much fun, but I gotta rest my voice because I'm not... It's one thing to be talking for 3 or 8 hours straight. It's another thing to be reading and trying to do voices poorly, admittedly, for that time. I highly recommend checking out this game yourself. Oh god, that audio dropping off is just crazy. Can we adjust that? There we go. Oh my god, that's all I had to do. I made life so much harder for myself than I needed to. Hardware mouse cursor should be off, but it kept on turning on spontaneously. I wonder why that is. No. Eventually I want this off. Eventually I want this on. Skip scene text? Holy shit. I've never turned this on. This would skip so much of the game. Sort drawn cards? Yeah, no, sure, why not? That's fine. I do have a controller plugged in. It knows. Yeah, I'll be back with more of this. I don't have a schedule right now. Maybe one of these a day, maybe a couple more than one a day, depending on how my energy goes. It is Saturday. All I have today is saying goodbye to TikTok in unceremonious fashion. Posting ass, you say? Look, I didn't say that, but like, hey, that's one way to go out, right? TikTok ends today. Everybody posts whole. That's how we'll go out. Truly. I have some stuff I've been working on, but I haven't been able to stream. That's why I've been really scarce, is I've been very fucking busy working on stuff I cannot show. I'm doing okay. Not great, but okay. January's been mediocre, honestly. It's been pretty mediocre. Which, you know, could be better, could be worse. I'm really looking forward to finishing the month out strong. And honestly, to getting back to more of this. But that'll have to wait. Until later, hopefully tomorrow. I'm gonna say toodaloo. Take care. I will see you then. Bye-bye.